Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of Gaming After Dark on this fantastic Tuesday, December the 1st, 24 days away for Christmas. But you know what? Many of us have already had our Christmas several weeks back. You know what we're talking about, the launch of the brand new consoles, the Xbox Series X, the PlayStation 5, all that good stuff. And I'm getting some feedback. So somebody's got their TVs or something up too high here. But it's going to be a dynamite show. We have got the usual cast members here with me tonight, and we've got a returning guest from last week who couldn't be here for the full show, so he's back this week. We're glad to have him back, and we got a new guest as well. But let's get into the panel, then we'll introduce our guests. So let's start off with the one, the only, the most charismatic man in the podcasting game, the man who can get very, very loud without the use of a megaphone. We're talking about Titan Drago. What up, Titan?
What's up, everyone? I frauded out lately, man. I feel like a woman. Like I've never done so much shopping before. I finally got a PC so we could upgrade this dang thing. That's coming. That'll be coming soon. I've got the Series X. We got the new TV. Oh my God! It's Christmas for me already, man. And I'm ready to go. Doggy Dog, glad we could be here first, man. Hope we're not too hard on you.
Thank you, Titan. Thank you.
Next up is our other incredible panel member. You know him as the middle-aged game guy, better off known in short answer as the Mag, and he's always ready to go. This man brings a full bag. That's what we call him, the Mag. Here he is, baby. What's up, Mag?
Yes, good evening, Noop. Good evening, Chad. Good evening, panel. And to our special guests, Forte and Doggy Dog. Yes, we have a great show for you guys tonight. And yeah, I'm super excited to be here. We got some great topics. And yes, Doggy Dog, we are going to be hard on you tonight. So don't listen to Titan Drago. He is full of shit.
Sounds good to me. Sounds good.
Yeah. So let's get right into it, boys.
We got a bag full of bones to throw at you, baby. Woo!
You think you're the first person to say I'm full of shit, Mag? Let's go.
All right, next up is the one, the only Gaming Forte. That's right. This man makes more appearances than the president. Sometimes he is everywhere, and he's also a big part of the gaming community. Welcome back to the show this week, Gaming Forte. What's up, brother?
Appreciate the invite, man. First of all, I actually make sense where the president of this country at the moment does never make sense. So we're just gonna leave it at that. But yo, first the thing I want to do is say is, man, I don't know how you got these two giant personalities on the same podcast at the same time. Drago likes to yell, Mag likes to yell. It's like a match made in heaven up on this show, man.
Yeah, and apparently I like to fart during podcasts. It's all good.
Absolutely. So it's always a great time being here with you guys. Anytime I can do an extra show, and you as my kids keep saying Dad, because I keep ignoring her for the next 2 seconds.
What's up, little Forte?
She said, "What's up, little Forte?"
So, which one that is most dangerous, a crocodile or a snake?
Y'all hear? She said, "Which one is more dangerous, a crocodile or a snake?"
Oh my God!
I'm gonna say a snake.
I guess it depends on where you live.
Yeah,
because whichever one's not there is the one that you say is not the.
I could see a crocodile coming at me, but a snake, man, that thing could crawl through your bed in the middle of the night.
Hey, go ask Captain Hook, man.
Up here,
right? Hey, go ask Captain Hook. Exactly.
We have no snakes and no crocodiles or alligators, so we're all good up here. I'm not worried about that. The only thing that scares me up here is snow.
You get a little too much.
Well, I got a snake in my pants, and I might bite the wife later on. Let's go. Yo, and our next guest, making his first ever appearance, is a man you have seen in many podcast guests. Have been a big supporter of not only this podcast, but a lot of our other brethren. So it's been an honor and a pleasure to finally get him here. I know he's excited to make his podcast debut, not in the chats for a change. So now he's actually going to say a few words of his own, and that is the one, the only, the man who's going to put the bite and the bark together tonight. It is Doggy Dog 420. What's up, brother?
Well, thank you, Noof. And yes, bow, wow, wow, yippee, yo, yippee, yay, Doggy Dog 420 in the motherfucking house. Good evening, everybody. I'm so happy and honored to be here. Thank you so much, all you guys, for having me on. It's an incredible panel here. I mean, look at these guys, man. This is like all stars right here. Can't beat this right here. And look at this chat. I mean, can I just say something before we even carry on? Every week, I have the pleasure of being a part of this chat, and this is the best chat on YouTube right here. I mean, look at all these people. These are all top-notch people. I don't have to come into this chat and have any banter or any bullshit with the fanboy shit, all that,
Amen.
So it's nice to come in here, settle down, just enjoy a show with this chat, with this awesome panel. Thank you very much for having me on here. I hope I can be an awesome addition to the show. And looks like we have some absolutely fire topics to talk about. So let's get to it. Let's rock and roll.
Fire.
Well, I like this man already. He's got some spunk. If the rest of the show goes as well as his introduction here, we're in for a real treat tonight. Let's get up with our amazing chat. Casket Repairs in the house. Timothy Dixon, Princess Zelda, Draven Arrow, Dave Fulker. What is happening? Guys, we got Pong Soul is here hanging out with us. We've got Infinite in the house. We got Youngest 02, Terrence Tate. What is happening, guys? Yeah, they're coming in. Custodes X is here. Joe Dunmore is in the house. Spider-Man is always swinging through. What's going on, Spidey? There we go. So we got a good crew already up to 12, and hopefully we can start beating some numbers here tonight. But again, welcome to Doggy Dog and having Forte back. So let's get right into it, guys. This was an article that came down late. Titan threw it at me. This one comes in from Forbes, hot and heavy. And I forget the guy's name here. I can pull it up for you real quick, I guess. So let me just go over to the old topic later here. And yeah, so this guy wrote this article on Xbox, and it's not a very flattering one. So it's Xbox 2020's biggest gaming disappointment, written by Matt Gardner. So that's an interesting topic. Now, I'll have my 2 cents on it. I read through the article. But I'm going to let Titan, since he fired the article off, Titan can have at her. Titan, what's your interpretation of this article?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying you clicked on the article, man. I told you. I'm not clicking on that article. I never will.
You just avoided it altogether. You just threw it at me and like, yeah, let me take it over.
I saw it. I'm not giving it a click, but you have at it, man. Let me know what it said.
All right. So in layman's terms, basically, okay, he's a fan of Xbox. He was excited for the console. He just feels that maybe it's because of the gap between the PS4 Pro and the Xbox One X that this just didn't feel like the generational leap he was expecting. That largely is also due to the fact, like he mentioned, that there wasn't any games that really came out that, kind of smacked us upside of the face, and said, this is why you need the Xbox Series X, kind of in the way back when the Xbox One came out and Rise Son of Rome came out and took us all by storm. We're like, man, that's some next-gen looking stuff right there. I guess that's kind of what he's saying. So technically, I mean, his title is very, very out there, but he's not entirely wrong. I do understand some of the points because I've had them too. Like I have my Series X right now, and honestly, I have no real intuition to turn it on most of the time because all I have installed on it is Gears 5, and while that looks great, like I've already played the shit out of Gears 5, so I'm not really just going to go back and play Gears 5 to death because it got a few extra frames or it looks a little shinier. I wanted that. That fucking game to come out that kind of went boom, baby. That's why you got a Series X, because that shit ain't gonna look very good on the current gen console. So, but we've seen this freaking crap before from Forbes. I think it's Paul Tassi that writes for them a lot, and he's always crapping on the Xbox. So it's just more, it just feels like it's more of the same. It's more like journalists trying to make a sensational headline out of Xbox's misfortune or bad fortune or whatever. I mean, we got one hell of a piece of hardware, and in a couple of years' time, hopefully, maybe by next year, perhaps he's going to eat his words. He's basically saying that if it wasn't for the ecosystem of Xbox, that he probably wouldn't even care to own one right now. It's just because he got so many games invested, and he's got his friends, much like a lot of us do. But he's thinking that next year he's going to spend the bulk of his time playing PlayStation. It sounds like. So anyway, I'll shut up on that. Let's get over to the Mag. Mag, what's your take on it? Did you read the article?
Yeah, I did. And you know what? Sorry, Titan, I had to read the article, okay? So, I mean, the one
shame.
Let me tell you something. It's like the same thing. Like as a chef for many years now, okay? There's people who are like, I don't eat veal because it's cruel to the animals. I'm like, just because you don't eat it doesn't mean they're not being slaughtered, okay? The million other people are still eating them. So just because I clicked it, if I wasn't going to click it, everybody else is going to click it. My problem is this, okay? My problem is the title of the article. It's not what he's saying. What he's saying is not that far off. I don't entirely agree with him, but he's somewhat right, okay? Like he's saying it's a better version of the One X. Well, what the fuck do you think it was going to be? It's an improvement on the One X, right? Isn't that the entire point? You know what I'm saying? But I think he's looking for more of a wow factor. I do get that, where You're looking for that new experience, that kind of thing. You're getting, something big and bombastic and new. We were supposed to get that with Halo, but it didn't really work out. So you know what the thing is? Fine. You play the third-party titles for now. You deal with Game Pass, which has got, going to have some excellent additions coming up very soon. Okay, but to say that it wasn't that much of a jump, to me, it was a jump. And actually, I talked about this with Forte a couple of weeks ago on Boom's show. We were talking about the frames because I am a frames virgin. Okay, I've been locked at 30 for God knows how long. And all of a sudden, when I was playing AC Valhalla at 60 frames per second, it was remarkable to me, right? The graphics were incredible. Everything else was incredible. And then I started moving around. I'm like, God damn, this feels good. Right. And then I'm playing these other games and they just feel good on top of looking fantastic. So to me, it was a big jump. Now, you got to understand something. I mentioned this before. The first week of the pandemic, my Xbox One X completely died on me. Okay. I mean, it melted the motherboard. It wasn't even like a thermal paste situation. Right. So what ended up happening is I just bought a 1S, the all digital edition, just to carry me over, okay, so that I could still play multiplayer with people if they wanted to or I wanted to, whatever, until the Series X came out. So imagine jumping from that 1S all digital, playing that for like 7 months, and then going to the Series X. To me, it was a massive leap because it's you forget very quickly what a good console looks like, right? And all of a sudden, you're playing something a little bit less spectacular. Then you go to the Series X. I thought it was fantastic. Now, back to this guy. The problem with it, and I know what he's doing, okay? Mm-hmm. We all know what he's doing. It's that clickbaity bullshit, whatever. But the problem is it's irresponsible wording in your articles. And I get what he's doing. That's where you lose your credibility. Okay, you lose your credibility. If he had, written it in a different manner, like, for example, if he said, like, the 1X is a remarkable piece of machinery and it'll only get better in a few years. Okay, you don't have to sugarcoat it, but at the same time, don't be an asshole and say that it's, it's not worth buying. Because if you read 3 or 4 lines down to the article, he actually starts praising the thing and he says it's only going to get better. So why the fuck did you put, a headline like that? You know what I'm saying?
Baby.
Exactly. And you're going to anger the Xbox fans. You're going to get, the drooling, toxic Sony fans. I'm not talking about all Sony fans. I'm talking about the toxic fans. Right. They're going to click on it for a giggle, and then they're going to use it as ammunition. And then,
and that's the problem I have with it. That is the exact problem I have with it.
All this guy did was create bullets for a fucking gun. Okay, and now all of a sudden it's being used as ammunition. It's a bunch of bullshit, and that's where I have a problem, because now he's sitting back with this smug prick, grin on his face, going, mission accomplished. As people are clicking and talking about it, which we are right now, mission accomplished, right? And that's what he wanted. And I try as much as I can to ignore these things now. Like I'll kind of skim through them or whatever, and I'll just be like, let's see what this asshole's talking about, and I'll look into it, and I'm like, all right, whatever. He has some valid points, but stupid fucking title. Anyway, same thing here, man. And I have a real problem with that, and that seems to be the problem now with media, is that anybody with a keyboard is all of a sudden a journalist.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How many articles? Okay, you guys are all give or take around the same age as me, right? Like, late 30s, 40s. I'm in my 40s. How many articles do you guys read with so many goddamn spelling mistakes? It's unbelievable. Or the grammar.
Exactly.
Or like my fucking like an 8-year-old wrote it, and I'm sitting there going, "Who wrote this?" IGN.
It's like they gave it to like a elementary school and said, "Hey, here's a contest, and we'll." Publish whatever the best one is.
Exactly. And I'm reading articles on IGN where they spell things wrong in the titles of the article. It's just showing you that these are not journalists. These are not people with proper educations. These are not people who are, being taught the English language and literature clearly. Okay. So, like I said, it's just a bunch of keyboard warriors just sitting there and they're like spitting out or vomiting out articles looking for clickbait. And then IGN and all the rest of them, Games Radar, they all love that shit. You know why? Yeah. They love it because it gets them traffic. And when it gets them traffic, it makes them money. They don't care. So therefore, in my eyes, the integrity is not there.
So his name's what? Matt Gardner or something like that? So It appears he's
Whatever.
trying to build a blatant audience, right, with this clickbait article. So to me, we can all throw him in the Paul Tassi trash bin.
There you go.
Like, to me, like, has this dude played AC Valhalla? Like, Valhalla does everything besides ray tracing for next gen. It loads fast as hell. It's 60 frames. It looks pretty as hell.
Yeah, I thought Valhalla looked awesome. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, what can you complain about that game? How is that game not next gen? So I'm also gonna have to say, I have to ask you, Mag.
Yeah.
Did he say anything about is the PlayStation 5 that giant general leap that he was looking for?
Actually,
if the Xbox wasn't?
Nice.
Nah, you know what? He didn't. From what I gathered, he didn't really dive too deep into the PlayStation. He actually said the
Of
same
course he
thing.
didn't.
No,
Of
he
course
actually said
didn't.
he said the same thing. He was like, the PlayStation 5 owners will feel pretty much the same as the Xbox owners right now, whereas they'll get that thrill later down the line, maybe next year or the year after. So I'll give him credit for that. At least he didn't, go full pony on that story.
No, but the problem is the headline. The headline. Why does the headline say PlayStation 5 and the Xbox Series
Right.
X? Is that right? Like,
now, it's just the wording, man. It's just the wording, because you got to understand these days. Okay, people don't have time, and on top of it, everybody's got ADHD now. That no one watches anything for more than 8 seconds, and then they're clicking on something else. Because there's so much information out there. There's so much shit going on. It's 24 hours a day. News, sports, entertainment, video games, movies. You got it all on your phone. So people skip, flip, swipe, right? So they see the headlines. And when you see a headline like that, it sticks in your head. And that's where the irresponsibility comes in, because you can tell. You can go to Facebook or any of these other groups, and when they have an article, go to the comments section, and you know that 90% of those people never even read the goddamn article. They never read the article.
And I, like I said, I read the article. I read it from top to bottom.
Yep.
And like I said, the Forbes article was just pointing out some facts. Like I said, the title is more disturbing than the article. If you read
That's
the
all it
article, if you read the article itself, it's definitely more like a little bit pro and con, a little bit, But again, he kind of does this big article to make you feel like he's just going to be the big trash on the Xbox, and he gives it some props. But basically, he said, well, at least a small portion of us are feeling that sense of disappointment. And like he said, maybe his expectations were far too high, maybe higher than they should have been, and he fessed up to that. So, like I said, he's not entirely wrong. And again, it's just the way he went about the article. Before we get into everybody else's opinions, just catch up with the chat because we did have a super chat here that comes from the man who's actually on the panel. He's going to get his 2 cents in here right now. Man, I love this show. Top-notch panel and chat. That comes from Doggy Dog 420. We got Rico Dennis hanging out with us. Anime Heaven is here. Juan Castillo is here with us as well. SpongeBob SquarePants is in the house. We got Blue Moon FC.
I love some of the names.
Sim is here as well. What's going on, Simmer? My brother from Newfoundland. What's going on, brother? We got Juan Castillo, Joe Domer's here, the Wazo Gamer. Infinite's still here. Fed McCracken. There we go. I think we just pretty much, we got somebody with name I can't really tell. This is a period. I don't know. Period. That's why I hate TikTok. I don't know.
That's my bro. That's my actual brother.
That's your brother, is it? Okay. So cool. Period.
That's awesome.
Gabby Bonilla, what's up? Marlesco, what's going on? Glad you guys could be here. Anyway, let's get some more opinions on this. I don't want to beat this to death too much, but we'll start off with Doggy Dog. Doggy Dog. First of all, I'll put this question to you this way, Doggy. Who do you think that like Forbes? We know that Forbes is notorious for writing sort of, I guess, a little bit of good and a little bit of bad when it comes to gaming articles. But who do you think even looking at Forbes? I mean, Forbes is not the first video game publication, I guess you could say. When I'm thinking about, I want to get an opinion from an article, I go to Forbes. You know what I mean? Who is looking at these articles? Who do you think they're really meant for? And do you think people maybe take Forbes with more of a grain of salt because it is Forbes, and Forbes is known to be sort of a little more credible overall? I mean, in a large scheme of news and stuff. So how do you see this article, and who do you think really is going to pay attention to this kind of stuff?
Well, I don't really know who it's aimed at, or who's going to pay attention to it. I wouldn't have actually read this story besides on the little one Twitter chat there. I saw Titan bring it up, I do believe. Right. And I'm sorry, I had I had to check it out because
I'm just giving you guys a hard time.
Yeah, I figured this was just going to be the biggest amount of bullshit, and I figured this would be fun to talk about. You know what I'm saying? And I read this, so I'm sorry if I'm going off from what you was asking, Nuke, but I read some of the shit this guy writes, and let's see, like most of the stuff he's talking about, like kind of refers to both the systems. So first thing I want to say about that, let's quit complaining about the OS, the operating system. All right, like, so what if Xbox has the same one as last time? I'm used to it. That's cool. Didn't PlayStation not have a new operating system or a different looking operating system for like 2 or 3 generations in a row, right? So they get one, and let's make fun of Xbox because they didn't have one.
It just shows the reach they're taking, man. Because they gotta say something. They gotta say something negative, otherwise they haven't filled their quota for the fucking day.
Yeah, it's just like him whining. He's whining about the new controller, talking about how the D-pad clicks too loud. Get the fuck out of here, man. With that, okay. And then he's talking about how great the Genesis launch was because Sonic the Hedgehog was part of fucking bullshit. Maybe Sonic the Hedgehog was not a launch title for the Genesis. All right. So let's see. What else did he say? And then he wants to talk trash about how the only $25. It's only $25 for a rechargeable battery pack. But you want to bitch about how that doesn't fit in the new controller. But yeah, you're going to have to pay $70 for a whole new controller with a fucking battery that won't last like longer than 4 hours or whatever in it, brand new or whatever. So you're going to, I don't understand that. And then my favorite one out of this was he said how Microsoft, I probably have a whole thing on the back too. But Microsoft is getting quiet and Sony is getting louder. Sony's never loud about anything anymore.
Yeah, right. Louder console for sure. That thing buzzing.
Oh, the other thing he said, this one really, this just shows how much bullshit this guy is right here. My favorite thing he says is right here. Psychonauts 2 and Stalker 2 are simply being released early on Xbox Series X. He said Series X, but whatever. The most stupid marketing ploy in gaming, he says. But didn't Sony do that? Like, what happened to like Final Fantasy VII Remake and every other timed exclusive that Sony has? You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get this. And then he goes on to say, and he names off 3 more games with no dates. God of War.
God of War.
Yeah, and and they don't. Gran Turismo, I think, was another one. They haven't even named these dates. This was just pure crap. Almost. I think anybody could get a job doing this shit. I guess if these people can get away with that, because you're just being a fanboy, writing bullcrap. I he had some good legit points. I understand the point about, we don't have any new first-party games. I understand that. I understand that completely. There's some legitimate gripes. The smart delivery not working good. Sure. Okay, right? Because Xbox was selling that as a selling point. So yeah, you can gripe about that. But some of this stuff, dude. You could just understand why everybody just hates Xbox so bad. Because there's just so much hate out there from everybody.
Yeah,
give them some credit for something that they do good. Like, can we just anything? Just guys.
The article wasn't positive, and then down toward the end of the article was a reverse where he says a couple of negative things. Obviously, he leads with the negative as the article title, and then kind of goes from there, right? So
yeah, and sorry if I didn't answer your question directly. I don't know who that's geared towards or any of that, and where I could go for better information. I know I'm not going to IGN or anything like that for better information. I thought Forbes would be pretty decent, but man, got somebody writing bullshit like that. I just. Got a question.
There really is just a huge variety of different writers that work for these companies, so they can play both sides, no problem, And I hate that about this industry.
Yeah, and see, that's why another reason why like Phil's got to defend, hey, this is the worst part of the industry, and then why people think that gaming is like immature or whatever. You got like people are like 30 years old, 40 years old writing immature shit like that, no wonder. Like, quit. Like, just enjoy the games. Like, just play something. Buy buy your piece of plastic and enjoy it, man. Guys, come on, man. Quit bitching, man.
The industry is based on perception. You know what? As far as I agree with you, the operating systems, why people are even making a big point about it. It's called, synchronicity. It's called about familiarity. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things. When you start getting stuff right, why do you have to mess with it all the time? I mean, they messed with it enough for years. Now they're starting to get it right. I mean, that's kind of what you want. But hey, I know some people that'll wear the same pair of underwear for a couple of days. That doesn't mean they're shitty.
Gaming Forte, Marty McFly and Doc McBrown are punching in the ear of the flux capacitor to try and find when the next God of War is coming out, and this guy's writing articles about it already. What do you know about it?
It's not even a release. It's not even pre-orderable yet. You can't even pre-order that thing yet, man. Look, man. Let's talk about this article, man. Because I had to read, even though Titan was like, "Don't read this trash."
I didn't say that.
I gotta read. I gotta read
That
it.
baby had to read it.
I gotta read it. So let's talk about some fallacies that's written in this article. So the man basically comes out and says, he basically comes out and says that how how he felt like his system, like he's not excited, but on top of that, he feels like it was an inevitability to buy it. I'm like, the one thing I always tell people is don't buy something until you have a reason to buy it. If Microsoft don't have nothing on the docket for you to buy the system, don't buy it. You basically made this article because you got buyer's remorse. You bought a system that you feel like you're not getting the benefits of right now, and you had that fear of missing out. You had that FOMO, so now you feeling all in your feelings because there's nothing for you to do on the system. But then in the same article, you talk about how Microsoft has done a great job in the last 2 years bringing all of your games forward, and they all look better and run better than ever, and all this other stuff. But then in the same line, you literally say that, but there's nothing for me to do. I don't kind of get where it's like he's trying to make one point, but on the other end, he's trying to make a point to say, well, it's not as bad, but no, it's really, truly bad. But I truly looking at this, don't get it. Then he talks about the main releases. He talks about how, where is it at? He talks about how Forza, Fable, those are all games that are on the docket to be coming out with no solid release dates.
Exactly,
and then he talks about standout titles like God of War, Horizon Zero Dawn, and Gran Turismo, and how they're on the docket for the first quarter for 2021. I'm like, wait a minute. First of all, none of those games have release dates. They only have a quarter. Second of all, you just glossed over Forza Horizon like it was like some chick at a turnstile that you just didn't want to have a conversation with, even knowing that is literally and arguably, not even arguably, it is literally the best racing game you can play that's on console. Yeah. So, but you're saying Gran Turismo for some reason is better because it doesn't have a release date. I didn't get that one either. But then he just talked about like how the global demand for the system is unparalleled. Listen, nobody even on this panel will even tell you that PlayStation wasn't going to be the more sought after system. They built that up over generations and it being a worldwide brand. The fact that they made more systems than Xbox means they're going to sell more systems than Xbox, and I think everybody knew that. And everybody is out trying to find these systems no matter what. If Xbox was able to produce more systems, there will be more demand out. There's actually just as much demand, but you don't see people going crazy trying to find an Xbox right now because Xbox kind of did their due diligence in saying, yo, we're going to have these things steadily available throughout the time. They just went out and nixed a whole bunch of people that tried to do 1,000 freaking pre-orders like some idiots and stop people from that really wanted to buy the system to get it. So instead of championing what Microsoft is actually doing correctly, you talk about like they haven't done anything to move forward. It looks like they're going in different directions, but they literally just purchased an extra 17 studios over the last 3 years, but they're moving in the opposite direction of Sony. Now, I just don't get that. First of all, a lot of people will say Microsoft. I know a lot of people that literally bought Xboxes this holiday because of the direction Xbox is going in. They said, I don't have to buy games. All the games that I want to play from Xbox will be first party exclusive and they'll be in Game Pass day and date. So while Xbox is future-proofing themselves, PlayStation is kind of skirting the line of we don't know exactly where we want to go in the next generation and stuff. But I guess he's fine with just a company not knowing what the direction is. They just want to take the tried and true direction as of right now, which is nothing wrong with. But as soon as they start doing exactly what Xbox did, like perfect example, Xbox Live was always a paid service. PlayStation Plus wasn't. Once PlayStation saw that we can get away with it, because Xbox can get away with it, we gonna follow the golden sheep. So that's exactly what's gonna happen in this situation. Xbox was first to the punch, or not even PlayStation was first to the punch with PS Now, but they just didn't do the service any justice. It was kind of trash, and they made you have to stream your games. Xbox like, no, you can download everything. What happened? PlayStation Now, you can stream all your games. No, look what's happening now. Buy a PlayStation 5, you get an in-game collection of 20 of the best first-party games that they have in their service. Where does this stuff come from? But Xbox is moving in the wrong direction. But I don't get it.
PlayStation's going to copy the Game Pass model eventually. Trust me, they're just kind of working up your ass with a little bit of lubricant right now. That's all.
Yeah, they're gonna announce it with some over-the-top announcement like, free world peace and all this other stuff, and everybody's going to be cheering and yelling like, yeah, Sony, take my money. And then they're going to say, but guess what? It's going to cost you $60 a month.
Yeah.
If you think God of War is coming out in 2021,
it's not.
you need help.
You are crazy if you.
All right, you need help with your life.
Yeah, you are believing some bullshit.
That was all marketing. They were basically saying, "Yo, let's just throw." Because trust me, I bought. The only reason I bought my PlayStation is for God of War. That's the only game I wanted for. And even me, a person that bought it on day one, I'm not going to play that game for at least a calendar amount of probably 16 months at the earliest.
Yeah.
When they announced that at the summer show, I didn't even flinch on the couch.
Right.
Like I didn't even budge. They're like 2021. And all I did was literally my reaction was this. That was it. That was it. And then I was like, okay, next. When they announced Resident Evil 8, I scared the shit out of my kids. I jumped up right off of the couch. I was like, yeah! But when God of War, I was just like, yeah. Because I knew they're full of shit instantly. And if I knew they're full of shit instantly, everybody else knows they're full of shit. They're like,
they're full of shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
If that comes out, it's going to be a cut down, streamlined fucking version of the last game. And it'll be pretty much what Spider-Man Miles Morales is. Essentially a DLC fucking remarketing.
Built from the ground up for the PS5, though.
Yeah, that'll be horseshit.
Only by the power of the PS5. Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, we don't want to beat this topic to death too much, guys. It is what it is. It's just more of the same old bullshit, same other day for the Xbox bandwagon. It just keeps on getting smacks, doesn't it, all the time. Let's give a shout out to the chat here real quick. We also got a super chat that came in. This super chat comes down from the Wellsville gamer. He says, Forbes sucks. That is all. Here's my $2. Thank you, my friend. We got the doctor in the house, and we got Dr. King, so we got plenty of doctors here tonight. We should be in good, just in case Doggy Dog or Titan decided to have a heart attack. Dog's related to you because he sounds like he's got a little bit of that same spunkorama going on here. So I don't know. I think we might have our next version of Titan Drago on the panel here.
Oh no!
Albert G, what's up? Surgeon X, Surgeon 12, the Simp Army, what's going on? Phantom Kraken's here, guys. Thank you for being here. We're 71 people. Might be a new record tonight, guys. Philly Eagles in the house. What's happening? We got Prophet here hanging out with us as well. Thanks for being here, Prophet. All right, let's move right along. Let's see what the next thing on the docket is for us tonight, guys. Obviously, this has been the bulk of the big articles this week about Microsoft addressing the questions about certain PlayStation 5 games that will perform in the Xbox Series X, how development tools were essentially a little bit late getting out there. And like I said on Primetime Gaming last night, look, it makes sense, and I'm not making excuses. This stuff, in a perfect world, this stuff shouldn't be happening, but we are living in COVID times. And we also are, like I said, it is possible that the dev kits did come out late because they were waiting on some last minute, tech upgrades, I guess, to the final spec kit. And we all know that, you know what? I can give you a shovel, you can give me a shovel, but if I start digging a hole fucking 3 weeks before you, chances are you're going to have the hole a lot bigger and deeper than I will, right? That, so it's kind of that sort of analogy. But I mean, either which way, it is a little concerning because the latter half we saw this with the series with the 1X versus the PS4 Pro in some cases where games should have easily been running much better on the Series X, or sorry, the fucking 1X. But didn't. They had a few hiccups here and there. Now it was the anomaly, not the rule, right? And I think that's the case here. It's the anomaly. It's not going to be the rule. Probably by 2021, this stuff will be a thing of the past. And most often, more cases, and more often than not, I think we're going to see the Series X deliver on that power and performance, stuff like that. But how do you guys feel about it? Let's kind of just start out with the guests. Let them jump in here real quick. And Doggy Dog, since you're new here, let's give you the floor in this one, bro. How do you feel about the performance issues? You think it's, like I said, it's just something that people are blowing out of proportion kind of deal?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, let the systems kind of speak for themselves over time. If everybody wants to talk performance right now, if the PS5 guys want to talk performance and they want to use that as their victory lap, then just hope that it carries on. Hope that it carries on through the whole generation. Mm-hmm. Then otherwise, it's probably not going to. I mean, I don't know what to say. The development kits, coming late. That might be an explanation for it. I mean, both these consoles, are going to be pretty much close to the same anyway. Mm-hmm. When it comes to playing games, I only play on the Xbox because there's no point in me for buying both of them. Because I don't have enough time to play on both. I mean, PlayStation has plenty of great exclusives. I'd love to have a PlayStation, but yeah, we go down to another subject. But
you have the Series X, correct?
Yes, I have the Series X. I think the thing looks great. My friend, I didn't get Valhalla yet, but my friend did bring it over, played it on his profile after, I think it was Friday after they had their little update or whatever that made it better than the PlayStation 5 when Microsoft paid off Ubisoft to make the PlayStation 5 worse. You know what I'm saying? Just make it look worse, because that's what Microsoft wants to do after going to the courts in the 90s for monopoly. So let's get into a collusion and a sabotage court. But anyway, that might be about the deal, because could be something about the lowest common denominator. I guess these, if they are more used to doing the PS5 stuff, it's kind of like a lot of the games on the Xbox One X and the PS4 Pro, right? And they're like, oh, well, these run about the same, so they didn't bother doing the upgrades or whatever, they're like, okay, it's cool, it works for both of them, let's just do that.
Well, all digital AU4 in the chat, he brings up a good point. If it wasn't for Digital Foundry, nobody would care. You get the PS5 is less powerful. The power narrative really, in the end of the day, won't matter. It will come down to the games. I think we all know that. So
yeah, and that's just pretty much, that's what I'm saying. I've played these games, like I was playing Call of Duty, with the ray tracing on that. I was just walking around, just checking out how great that looked. I wouldn't ever think anything else of either system. If I'm just playing these games, enjoying them, I think, man, this is great. This is incredible. I'm so happy to have this system. But we've got to have people sitting here bitching and fucking and just nitpicking everything. Just play the shit. Right? I mean, God, I wouldn't even think anything else about it. But I mean, but when it comes to, I would say if there is a thing when everybody wants to get down to it, I would say that probably they're not used to those dev kits. And they're just bringing them both out, and we'll see. I'm not the biggest tech man, but we'll see. I think that the Series X is going to outperform later on, but who knows? Hats off to the PS5 for outperforming for now. I mean,
yeah, give credit where credit is due.
Exactly.
But you know what? Let's take a look and let's define the word outperforming itself, okay? Because this is very reminiscent to 2013 to me. I'm talking 1080p to 920p, and honestly, more grass in 2013 is a larger difference to me than a headlight you never see in Dirt 5. Okay? Then maybe that's just me, but then you got people saying, I saw a tweet today, they were saying add Borderlands 3 to the list. Well, it's like, well, how? Because Digital Foundry literally stated the bottom line, both consoles are prone to fluctuations at 120 hertz, some kicking in harder on the Series X at points, others on the PS5. Okay, so that's a wash. But the whole is Series X with a lead. While PS5 has small sections of visual improvements and faster loading times, for anyone looking at getting the best 120 hertz performance, though, the vote has to go on Series X. How is Borderlands outperforming the Series X after you read that? Read that to me and tell me the PlayStation 5 is performing better. I don't understand.
The thing that people don't realize is that the Series X it runs the resolution at a higher resolution natively than a PlayStation 5 does. So when you run at a higher resolution natively, of course, your frame rate is going to probably dip a little bit further than the PlayStation because the PlayStation isn't running as high of a resolution.
Yeah,
That's why it's always the high frame rate mode that is always being the thing that's being questioned. Because if both systems, if the developers was to lock the resolution on both systems, like 1440p or 1800p, you'll actually see the disparity be it'd be like almost non-existent at that point. But since PlayStation can run with, they're both running dynamic, of course, the system that's not putting out the most visual fidelity when it comes to the resolution is going to have a better time having a higher frame rate because it's not trying to compensate one for the other.
Yeah, that's a great point.
I'll break it down for all you guys in layman's terms that you're bound to understand. Okay, so if I go to the mall with a skinny chick, and you go to the mall with a fat chick, and we're holding hands, right? So we're both keeping the same fucking pace. Well, guess who's weeding through the crowd for a little while, right? It's the guy holding the skinny chick. You guys are weaving in and out of traffic like it's nobody's fucking business. But at the end of the day, we're still holding the chick, right? Yeah. Now, I'm holding the fat chick, and we're fucking knocking into everything for a while. But guess what happens when we finally catch up to speed? We fucking knock people the fuck down is what happens. Well, the skinny guy is getting fucking blocked up in traffic. That's what's happening with the consoles right now. Is Microsoft is dragging that fat trick to the fucking door, but eventually when she's through that fucking door, shit's gonna fall down, and they're gonna get the speed, baby.
Well, that just goes back to Xbox developers. Like the fact that Xbox switched over their development kit. Developers haven't figured it out yet. Like, is it hard to figure out? No, but they still, it's like, due to COVID, it's kind of hard for them to like kind of piece all that together. Of course, they're going to, it's going to probably struggle a little bit on one system. But like you said, once you take that fat chick to the gym, and she starts working out, in a year from now, 2 years from now, she gonna be looking like that dime piece, and that girl that was running laps around, you gonna be like, yo, I didn't know you looked that good before.
Also, if a headlight that you never see matters that much to you, have at it, okay? But let's look at
nothing against fat people because I'm pretty fat. If you guys see me on camera,
I was insane. We all trying to lose weight out here.
Deep, man, I love deep. Yep.
COVID times, everybody out here.
My wife laughing at my dick most days. I never know I had one. Okay.
Oh, what's up?
But let's look at which console is outperforming the other, okay? Because I want someone to come at me saying the PlayStation 5 is performing better than the Series X. Because how many problems have we seen that the PlayStation 5 is having?
Exactly, Titan's seen that, and I wonder if that's why they dialed down. If they want to say they dialed down the PlayStation 5 version of Valhalla. I don't think that Microsoft paid them to do it. I think maybe that they're like, right. Maybe
we're melting our consoles. Let's turn it down a notch, right?
Yeah, let's turn it down because the thing's fucking crashing all of them and it's making little sparks and flashes all over the place, Like maybe we should
artifacting. You got
there you go, artifacting, and then, we better fix this before we get a bad name out of it or some shit because PlayStation ain't getting a bad name out of it, so Ubisoft sure as hell is going to. I mean, who's going to take the rap? It's not going to be Sony.
I would not want to go to PlayStation's house right now because they're like hoarders over there. They've swept so much crap and dirt under the rug. It's absolutely disgusting. Like, I never want to go to a PlayStation
sanitation police over there here soon. Yeah,
that's right.
You don't want to go to PlayStation's house. They got 2-year-old spoiled milk in the refrigerator.
That's right.
And imagine the fanboys hanging out outside. Oh God.
Man.
My God, there'd be a toxic river flowing around. That'd be like a toxic moat.
Toxic mode.
I don't have problems with people having their allegiances to the platforms. We all have allegiance to the systems we love. The biggest thing is, I own all these systems because I enjoy all these systems for different reasons, but I play on Xbox because that's where all my friends are.
Yeah.
As long as people because there's a caveat to everything. Everybody has a caveat. They may not want to admit it. They all have one, but it all comes back to as long as you are happy with your purchase, who gives a care about what anybody else thinks? And that's all that really matters in the absolute end. But listening to people talk about how you should feel bad about the purchase you made, part of me wants to say, did you just not get the system that you truly wanted? Or are you still trying to find a PlayStation 5? So you out here trying to make people that feel bad that actually got the systems that they want to make yourself feel better? That's where I'm kind of at with this whole situation. I understand there's a lot of people out there still trying to get this stuff, but it's kind of crazy listening to people go back and forth about stuff that really, truly doesn't matter.
Yeah, and Forte, that is perfect. I love how you said that. Man, I choose to game on Xbox, and I don't. That's fine. I don't ridicule people for playing on PS5, PS4, or anything. I can't afford both of them or whatever. But I don't want to hear from everybody that.
I'll tell you the biggest thing that really gets me. The fact that every podcast, and this will happen when you're on a bunch of podcasts. Every podcast you're on, you always hear about what Xbox isn't doing. You're hearing about them not having games. You're hearing about we don't know what's coming out for Xbox. I'm like, yo, bro, we haven't known this for like almost a year now. We know that we know once they purchase ZeniMax and they purchase Bethesda, we know that they are going to have those games in their ecosystem. We know that. We don't know what the initiative is doing. We don't know when we're going to get Fable. We don't know a lot of freaking things, but guess what? We do know this stuff is coming, but people make it seem like the stuff isn't coming
in the system, and it's just like, guys, don't insult my intelligence. Don't beat me down for what I want to play on, man. I want to play on. I don't judge anybody else for what they play on. I mean, that's fine, PlayStation.
Just that's the biggest thing I have a problem. Just okay, we understand Xbox ain't got no games right now. All we got is Game Pass. We understand that, but you know what? What are you? I'm playing Spider-Man right now. I'm playing Demon's Souls, but
it's awesome.
I know a lot of people that beat those games already, and guess what they're doing? Absolutely nothing.
They're sitting in Xbox. They're sitting in Xbox. Like RDX and chats like that, sitting there talking shit. I mean, it's like they run out of stuff to do.
To me, you're right, but the thing is, all of the negative publicity, like people search, is how Xbox is bad in any way possible. To me, that offends me because all these clickbait articles and YouTubers that do nothing but hate on Xbox, they're trying to destroy Xbox, and that's pathetic to me because there are so many people like myself, like a lot of people in this chat that love Xbox and love everything they're doing, and these people are doing nothing but trying to, put a bad rap on them for a headlight that you never see in a game. And we could go on, we could all come up with countless examples of this, from everything things that actually do make a little bit of sense, and to things that are just the most ridiculous thing, like you just shake your head after you read it. And that's the stuff that I really hate to see. There needs to be and things like this are why there needs to be.
Guess what's coming soon? Brace yourself, guys, because pretty soon, Microsoft's got how many studios now? 23?
23.
23, baby.
So when you got 23 studios, and if you do the math, the games are going to come, and they will come soon. And I have a funny feeling that when they start coming, they're going to be coming in droves. And you know what? Then we're going to start getting the other fucking nitwick articles that go, Microsoft's got too many games. Why this is a bad thing?
Instead of Xbox has no games, Xbox has your games.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. I think that's ultimately what is just going to come down to is like, the people that bought these systems, they already know what they're in for. And if you did buy the system, you want to go out there and make it seem like you have nothing to play, then why did you buy the system in the first place? Because you already knew the situation. Yeah. And then the second thing, I don't have a problem with people having their opinion on this type of subject, because guess what? I'll be the first one to tell you that Xbox put themselves in this situation by relying on third party to do what they should have did and show off the power of the system. So I understand where people are coming from when they're saying, yo, Xbox, they gave me no reason to buy the system. There's no games over there that take advantage of the system that I want to see from Microsoft. And I get that. So those people, when they have that type of argument, I say, you know what? You absolutely right. And that's Microsoft's problem. The reason that Digital Foundry could go out there and lambaste them with all of these different videos is because Xbox themselves didn't give you a reason to buy the system because they don't have anything to show it off. It was supposed to be Halo, and Halo looked like trash. Let's be for real. The game ran good. The game ran good to me. I like the way that it played. But if you looked at that gameplay and thought that was what it was, I was like, yo, bro, this is bad. So that's the problem. And if once people get past that, then they'll have kind of an understanding. But the thing is, the people that argue this point on the other side, they don't want to just let that go. We know Halo was a disappointment. We know they don't have anything to show off the system, but it doesn't change the fact that this is where we are, and Xbox is heading in the direction that a lot of fans of Xbox cares about. And let's be for real, PlayStation is selling great, but y'all make it seem like Xbox is selling like trash. You can't find an Xbox anywhere, just like you can't find a PlayStation.
Nice. Great points, everybody. Great points. Mag, did you have your say on this one?
Actually, Papa Mag was sitting in his rocking chair, just letting everybody go. So, no, I didn't say a damn word.
All right. I was going to say, you've been kind of quiet, and I want to hear from you.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, I won't be very quiet for very much longer.
All right.
Let me tell you something. I don't understand where people get the time. I don't understand the breakdowns. Someone in the chat mentioned it actually, or I think it was Wiseold Gamer said, if it wasn't for Digital Foundry, if you mentioned it too, if it wasn't for Digital Foundry, nobody would even be talking about this. It wouldn't be a thing. How many people who have a multi consoles? I don't know that many people. I know a couple people. Okay, but if I bought AC Valhalla on the Series X, I'm not buying it for my PS5, and I'm certainly not going to be playing them next to each other. So to notice any kind of minute difference is so obsolete and so small, and it's mind-boggling how anybody would look at that, like turn on one AC Valhalla, play for 10 minutes, turn it off, turn on the other one, and notice anything that in performance. It would have to be a drastic change in performance, not a small one. And what again, just like we talked about in the first topic, it's the same thing. All these guys are doing are creating clickbaity articles, and they're creating ammunition for people to shoot bullets at each other for some silly war, and just for narrative's sake, and just as someone to feel better about something else or whatever. But you know what the thing is? You know who doesn't talk about this? At least I've noticed. Who doesn't talk about this are the people who own more than one console. Right. Now, the people who own one, and through no fault of their own, I'm not saying some people don't have the financial means. I get it. And a lot of us who do have multiple consoles, even the new consoles, I count myself very, very lucky to be able to do that. Right. So I don't bitch about this stuff. It doesn't bother me, and I just don't get all excited about it. And when I see other people doing, I'm like, what are you guys doing? But then I realize what it is. It all boils down to people justifying their purchase. And they look for it for justification to say, well, I made the right purchase. I made the right purchase because it performs better than yours. So I made the right purchase. I made the right choice. And I just don't get it, man. I just don't see it. Now, however, Microsoft did shoot themselves right in the balls. Never mind the foot. They missed the foot. Bounced right back up and hit it right in the balls because they were talking about performance. Okay, they were talking about power. They were talking about all this stuff. And Forte said it. Okay, they left it in the hands of third-party developers. not their own in-house, because their in-house was having a few issues. Understandable, especially in 2020, right? So that's fine. But, however, if you leave it in those third-party hands and you got marketing deals with them, my God, Phil and company better fly their asses over to whatever Ubisoft office that are making those games, Ubisoft Montreal, Ubisoft Toronto. Get in there and you make sure that game plays the best on Xbox. If you've got the marketing rights and you are talking, and your whole marketing scheme for 2020 was that it's going to play better on Xbox.
Yeah.
That they did that to themselves. They got no one to blame. This is a $1.7 trillion company. They got nobody to blame but themselves.
Yeah.
Okay. They should have been on top of that shit. They weren't on top of that shit. Okay. They let it slide through their fingers. Way too wishy-washy. They should have got in there, tightened up their put up their top button, put on that tie, crack the fucking whip, and get in there, and you make sure those games are good. And let me tell you something else. Everybody better pray to whatever God you pray to.
I know what he's going to say.
You goddamn right. You know what I'm going to say, Doggy Dog. Oh, by the way, Doggy Dog, let me tell you something. A little bit of razzing here. We're talking about performance. Shout out to the Wise Old Gamer in the chat, by the way. He said,
what a good man. Wise Old Gamer, what a good man.
He's a good man. You know what he said? He goes, from what I heard, Doggy Dog is the only one who has performance issues. So,
hell,
shout out to you, Wise Old Gamer. You are one funny motherfucker.
That's insider info right there. That's insider info.
Let me tell you something. You better pray to whatever God you pray to, that if Cyberpunk 2077 plays any better, even by one fucking frame better on the PS5, y'all better shut that shit down. They got to make sure that shit runs optimum on the Xbox Series X. Not only do you have marketing rights, you released a Cyberpunk console in June and a Cyberpunk controller, and you got the marketing rights, and you damn well know at some point in the next year, let's say next fall, it's going to end up on Game Pass. Okay, just like every other game that Microsoft has marketed, right? So you better pray to God that game performs better on the Series X, because if you don't, I am not going to be on Twitter for about a month.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll probably be off there too. Yep. Yeah.
Noof, I'm going to be on this podcast with blindfolds on. I don't want to read the chat. I'm going to be terrified.
You'll never hear the fucking end of it. That's for sure.
You'll never hear the fucking end of it. And if we're talking about
blindfold and a jockstrap.
Microsoft shouldn't have to say anything or send emails and say, like, hey guys, make sure this runs better or anything like that. Not that they would.
No.
But they should theoretically, if they got the right development tools and they got any fucking like lint of talent in their fucking bodies at all, they should be able to make this run better if you have the better hardware. Isn't that fucking not right? You know?
They don't even, the Xbox Series X and PlayStation 5, their optimized shit doesn't even come out till 2021 though, right? I mean, like when we get this game December 10th, it's only going to be like PS4, Xbox One, right? I mean, it's not going to be optimized for these new systems, right?
No, the optimization for Series X and PS5 are coming later. I think it's going to be in about 6 months' time, maybe a little bit longer.
Damn, that's a long time.
They didn't give an exact date, but from what I've heard, it's going to be late spring.
Okay,
somewhere around there.
Yeah, and like you said, man, I hope the guy's an Xbox fan, so I don't have to hear this. Yeah, I hope this runs better, even though it's not optimized. Hopefully,
it better run better.
It better run better. Yeah, you are so right. That is
that Phil
point of the night.
Yeah, well, you know what? Phil listens to these shows. Maybe not this one. Jesus God, please don't listen to this show.
No, he's here. He loves it. He loves this show. How could he not love this show?
I know he listens to a couple of other shows that I've done.
Like, yeah, I like your show until my kids walked in one night.
Can you imagine? Hey, you never know. Phil might be like a funny motherfucker behind the scenes, eh?
Oh, I bet he is. I bet he's pretty cool.
So, the thing is, he listens to these shows. The other executives listen to podcasts. They know what's going on. They're on Twitter. They're talking to the fans. They play with the fans.
Yeah.
They play with the community. They're out there. They're doing stuff.
I played Destiny one time with Phil, actually.
There you go. See? So you know the drill. I've spoken to Phil myself. He's a really, really nice dude. But cool. Let me tell you something. It's like they know. If we know and we're talking about it, you sure as shit know that, Phil, who's getting paid, for however many millions of dollars a year. Okay. Actually, I do know because I looked it up. Anyway, I was just curious. I wanted to see his net worth. Anyhow, the point is, they know. Okay, we're just doing this. We're doing a podcast. We're sitting around. We're having a couple drinks, having a couple laughs. And we're talking about it. That this is their job. They're talking about it, so they have to be. And someone mentioned in the chat, which actually kind of picked that right from my brain. I was going to say that I have a feeling that Cyberpunk was actually delayed, not for all the reasons that they've said. I think that some of the delay was coming from pressure from Microsoft. Mm-hmm. That's my call. I mean, that's on me. That's just my opinion. Yeah. But I think that they delayed Cyberpunk specifically to make goddamn sure that it was going to run perfectly on the Series X. That's like I said, that's on me. That's my hill. Okay, so you don't have to shoot.
I don't know, man. AC Valhalla is melting PlayStation 5s. This game is going to be much more demanding. I think they're trying to get it to run on Stadia and PlayStation 5.
I'll tell you one thing. I am not playing Cyberpunk. Okay, I'm not playing Cyberpunk on my PS5. I'd be terrified because I know that my PS5 is punching above its weight. I know that, and the last thing I want to see is see it drop like Nate Robinson on Saturday night. Okay, I don't want to see my PS5 just get knocked the fuck out, and all of a sudden go Cyberpunk too much, bang on the ground. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see it. So it's going to be playing on the Series X. That's for sure.
He should be ashamed of himself getting knocked out like that.
Oh my god! I thought he was dead. By the way, I thought he was dead.
Cyberpunk or Cyberpunch?
Did you guys see the meme of his body lying flat down on the bed outside GameStop? they took him, because you saw those kids that were camping outside the GameStop store right with the bed. Did you see the picture of those guys?
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah,
it was like before the Black Friday sale. They put their bed somewhere in the States. I forget. Gaming Forte probably knows, but yeah, they camped out for like fucking almost 24 hours.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah,
like lying on this like actual fucking bed. Not talking about like a blow up mattress either, like a full blown fucking bed.
Did you put that picture on Twitter or something? I saw that somewhere. Yeah,
fantastic.
That's the way to do it, though. I mean, if you're gonna do it, do it right. It's gonna be cold outside.
Would have had some. Would have set a fucking record. Had some orgies up in there before we fucking opened the store.
Yeah, there you go. Go to the liquor store, get some ladies, wait for your PS5.
Mag, I want to take me for example at the beginning of your rant there. All right, I want to put me in your example because I'm not saying you're wrong, but I just want to put me into your scenario. Okay, let's take me for example. I have one console. Yes. I love it. However, I don't feel like I'm ever trying to justify my purchase.
No, I'm not speaking for everybody.
I know, but hold on. Just let me say this because I'm not saying you're wrong. But I don't know how anyone that owns an Xbox doesn't feel absolutely lucky to be a gamer because let's just look at what we have. We have Game Pass. We have the strongest console. We have the best deal in gaming of all time. Yes. And it's getting hard to see people tear Xbox a new one, when an absolute corporation like Microsoft cares this much about gaming to give us gamers this absolute gift that we've been given of Game Pass. I just hate that people complain about everything. Take today, for example. I saw a video of some little prepubescent girl with braces complaining about how the queen should be more powerful than a king in cards. The people just love to complain about everything, and it's
all pretty attention. At the end of the day, it's
a girl that sells her bathtub water.
At the end of the day, it's all about attention. People just want attention. If you look at it, it's just attention. That's all it is. I mean, you could boil it down with people just want to be noticed. And whatever it is that gets them noticed, especially with, social media and stuff, we never saw this as much when we were growing up because there was no social media. Right. Social media was literally who was standing in front of you. And let me tell you something, by the way, speaking of social media, let me see some of you smug pricks say whatever the fuck you say to me online, say it to my face and see what fucking happens. Okay? That never happened in school. You know what happened in school? You talk shit to somebody else like that, you got knocked the fuck out. Okay? Or you got a fat lip or you got your ass whooped. That's how it worked back then. But now everybody's hiding behind a keyboard and everybody can talk shit, right? It happens all the time. King David brought that up a few points. He goes, I wish some people would say to my face what they say to me online. They would never. No. Right? And that's what happens with social media because now it's all about attention.
They show up for the fight with a fucking keyboard and mouse in their hand.
Yeah.
They're whipping that
know?
thing around like a fucking pair of nunchucks. Like, yeah, boy, I'm gonna beat you inside the head. Yeah.
It's attention, man. It's all it is. It boils down to that. Listen, I work now that I work in a retirement home. Okay, these people bitch about everything. Okay, I actually got a complaint once. I swear to God, I'm not even making this shit up. The ice cream is too cold. I'm not even kidding. That was a real fucking complaint. I sat there. I was so beside my. I said, what? Yeah, and it's okay. But then I realized what they're doing. Then they bitch about something else. The same person. Then they bitch about this. I don't like this fork. I don't like this knife. I wanted to talk to the manager. I want this. And then I realized that he was just alone. He wanted attention. And then you notice the pattern. And I noticed that at work. So then what I started doing is correlating that the social aspect of people that are lonely older people, okay, looking for attention, are finding ways to get attention. And they realize, hey, if I bitch about something, people come over and talk to me. Right? I swear to God, I'm not even making this shit up. This is real. Now correlate that to social media. You get some lonely neckbeard in the basement sitting in his mother's house or whatever, and no one's talking to him, and whatever. Okay, I'm not making fun of gamers because fuck, I am one. Okay, I'm just saying in general that you got guys like that, and then what do they start doing? They're typing on the keyboard, doing that shit, right? Right, and that's what they're doing, right? And then what's happening? All of a sudden, people are clicking on their shit. People are going, "Yeah, bro." And then they're doing this and doing that. And all of a sudden they're like, yeah, I feel good, man. People are paying attention to me. That's what it all boils down to. All this. Literally from 10 o'clock this evening till right now, what we've been talking about all boils down to attention. People just want fucking attention, including that clickbaity article from Forbes.
There you go.
Yeah, that Forbes shit. Yeah, that's attention. Yeah.
All right, boys. Well, we beat this shit to death. Fucking great points from everybody
Roast
here.
beef.
Love that shit. Let's catch up with the chat here real quick. We got, boys, we hit a record tonight, 83 at one point. So thank you very much. You know what? I know that's chump change for some people, but you know what? Our numbers are climbing. They're heading in the right direction. We appreciate all of you guys. This has been an amazing chat. Like,
and hit that like, because we have the best like ratio ever.
Invaders here. Spider-Man's with us. The Dr. Custodes X, Wizel Gamer, Surgeon 12, Albert G, Princess Zelda, Toolman 55X is here. 2 more pixels. So we got some new faces in here tonight. Back from the dead's with us tonight. What's going on back? Cerebral Paul is in the house. Got to get him back in the podcast. That dude is a funny motherfucker. We got to get him back here. Yes, indeed. AP Cool J, Blue Moon FC, Anime Heaven, Prophet is here. DEK or Deck is here. So what's going on, people? Thanks for being here. Nicholas and Delicato. What is going on, Nicholas? Hope I pronounced that right, sir. Give me a thumbs up if I did.
Who doesn't like Titan?
Man, look at all these.
Let me know in the chat. Who doesn't like Titan? Who down thumbed it? Who was it?
Man, this guy's great, man. I've always been a Titan fan ever since he started podcasting, man. This guy's like superhero.
People come here for you.
There better not be no thumbs downs, man.
By the way, I'm going to start a fundraiser. I'm going to start a GoFundMe for Wise Old Gamer to be a stand-up comedian. This guy's fucking cracking me up every 2 seconds.
The Wise Old Gamer? This guy's hilarious, man.
That's it. He's got a stand-up career in his hands.
Yep.
Everything I say, I look down at the chat. He's got a comment about it. And I try not to laugh while I'm talking.
Hilarious.
Yes.
Last couple of weeks, I've been rolling at that guy. And he left super chats last week. They were hilarious, dude. Like, this guy's good. Yeah.
Well, he may be one of our next.
He did the last week with the Arnold fucking left nut, right nut.
Yes.
That was
a great comment last week, indeed. And speaking of Arnold, that is our segment right now. It is Ask Arnold. It's that time of the show. We got a great topic where we're going to get Forte to jump in on right after this, but let's get the Ask Arnold out of the way, guys. Hope you got your questions lined up. I'll try to answer as many as I can, but I don't want
I got one.
Too long. So you guys got one. So we'll start with the panel first. What do you got?
All right, Arnold. What is your favorite love position?
Come on, Doggy, you should have known it. It's a doggy style. Because why the hell would you want to give it anybody who can look at the face? Because when she's bent over backwards and you're just giving it to her in the asshole, you can't see your face, you can't see the funny fucking faces you're making, and you're just giving it to her and you're bouncing her off the headboard, and she could be any woman in the world if she's down that way. She could be any woman that you ever wanted, okay? But the only thing about the doggy style that I never really liked is it's really hard to control the tits, unless she's got some big knockers that are swinging to the back and you grab them. So that's what you got to do. But the doggy style for sure.
Woo!
Arnold, I
how
got
did you-
one for you. I got one for you, Arnold.
Go ahead.
Who performs better, the PS5, the Series X, or you?
Of course, it's always me. I'm running at 120 fucking frames a second all day long.
Oh,
God damn it. I don't need processor power. I've got Arnold power who's doing so.
Arnie, how did you feel when you outperformed the T1000?
Oh, it was the best feeling of my life. I felt liberated. I wanted to go out there and I wanted to eat like 10,000 cakes. I just wanted to push swoosh in my face and be awesome. It was great. I love outperforming everybody, especially the T1000. The pussy and fucking melts in your hand and not in your mouth.
Oh my god.
Okay. Joe Dunmore, how many teraflops does the Terminator have? The Terminator has unlimited teraflops. Okay, but the one thing for sure is your grandmother got flops. She takes out her tits and they flop all over the floor. Who else we got here? Wise old gamer. Hey Arnold, did you make it from your mom's stomach? What? Did you make it from your mom's stomach into her ovaries? Of course I did. I stopped along the way and I asked your dad's penis for directions. He said, "Go left."
Go ahead. Did you come from the left or right testicle?
Yeah, I love that one. That's a great one. Because you know I'm not right.
Yeah.
That's great.
Man. If Arnold, if you were chief editor of any of these media sites, what would be the first thing you'd fix? I would go out there and I would get rid of all these biased assholes. I say, you know what? I'm going to buy you all these fucking systems. I'm going to sit you down in front of it. I'm going to make you play every game that you've ever hated, and you're going to love them. You're going to love them, and what I'm going to do with you is I'm going to find the ugliest, stinkiest goddamn chick I can find out there, and I'm going to stick her up in your nostrils, and you're going to sit there all day, and you're going to love her.
So he's basically going to torture you.
There you go. Last question, guys. Last question. Who do we got? Who do we got? Any more questions? Any more questions?
You know what?
Paul's got one. Have you been naughty or nice, and what are you hoping to get from Santa this year? Well, I'm going to say I'm always under the skies of being very nice, but most of the time I'm very naughty. You don't see the naughty side of me. So Santa Claus knows what I've been up to. I don't even bother writing him letters anymore. I mean, fuck, we don't even do letters now. You got these cell phones and all the technology. So now you just fucking email the damn dude or some kind of shit like that. But anyway, I'm very naughty, and if he is going to bring me anything this year, what I want him to do is he can bring me a new maid, because, you know, I go through them. And that's why in my household we have a running joke. I call them Minute Maid.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Did any of you guys see the 4 stages of a man's life today? Stage 1, you believe in Santa. Stage 2, you don't believe in Santa. Stage 3, you are Santa. And 4 is you look like Santa.
True that.
That was good.
Oh, man. Anyway, guys,
4 stages of life. There you go.
thank you guys so much. And remember, guys, it's all for jokes. It's all for laughs. And at the end of the day, I do this. I do not write this shit down. It's all fucking improv. So sometimes I knock them out of the park, and sometimes they go down like a royal flush in the toilet. So take the good with the bad. And yeah, so there you go. But I hope you enjoyed it. It'll be back again next week. All righty. So our next topic of the evening, and this one, I want to talk about Black Friday. I mean, it's behind us now.
Yeah,
they know that better than anybody. So I want to know from everybody on the panel. I'll start with the panel first. I just want to know, did you guys buy anything? Did you score any big hauls for Black Friday? And then I want Forte to not only tell me what he might have scored for Black Friday, but I want to get like an idea about what was sort of popular at his store.
Yeah.
Kind of things that were really selling, the kind of questions he was getting asked, where the demand was.
How he got treated. How he got treated.
How he got
treated.
Yeah, you know, because I mean, you know. Yeah.
So, but I'll start with the panel first. Meg. Well, Meg's got okay. Meg, did you score any cool stuff for Black Friday?
Actually, funny enough, I did not. And the only reason why I did not is because I bought everything before Black Friday. It was the saddest Black Friday in my entire life. I was just like, you know what? I got nothing to buy. I mean, that sounds like first world problems. I get it. But like, you know, at the same time, in the first week of November, I bought the last week of October, I got the Oculus Quest 2. And then on launch day, obviously, I got 2 Xbox Series X. And then 2 days later, I got the PS5. Okay, so I got everything. I bought all the games because I'm not gonna wait. Like, come on, man. So I needed games to download and everything else. All of a sudden, Black Friday comes around, and I'm sitting there going, "What am I gonna buy? There's nothing to buy." And I'm like, "This is crazy." And then my TVs, I got 2 TVs. They're both less than a year old. So I literally, I've been saving for like literally years for this fall. Okay, I knew from 2017 all the way from 2017 till now, I've been squirreling money away. Okay, so. And I just backed up the truck and dumped all that money. I'm like, give me everything. I was like a French king, walking into a whorehouse. So just like, give me all of the pussy, everything. I was just like, you know what I'm saying? So I was just like, give it all to me. So I just got everything this fall. So I just completely blew my load. And so by the time Black Friday came around, I was just sitting on my hands, man, just watching everybody else, like, stomping over each other, trying to get, their TCLs and whatever else. But anyways, yeah. So I not much to report on this end. So
Titan, how about you, man? Did you get the wife that special dildo on sale or what?
No, instead, like we got the Samsung Q80T, man. I'm getting that 120 frame per second HDR10 plus for my Series X. Oh boy, that QLED is coming. Woo, let's go. Got a new computer. It's not top of the line by any means. My Series X will run circles around it, but I'm not going to use it for gaming. It's just like, it's such an upgrade from this computer I've literally had for a decade now. So put yourself in my position for a second and just feel sorry for me that I've been on this. I don't even know how old this computer is, but I've been on it for a decade. So it's got two cores. It's got 2 processors. Like, holy hell, man. Damn. I can't wait for that thing to get here. I'll actually be able to run freaking Word and podcast at the same time now. So I'm super excited, man.
Yeah, my PC can't even play Goat Simulator.
Well, apparently Cletus plays Goat Simulator at all time without a PC. I heard that there, brother. You ain't shut your mouth over there now. Stop berating my beautiful goats. Leave me alone now. I'll be back another time, guys. Don't you worry now. I still got teeth. As long as I got teeth, I'll be talking. I'll see you guys later now. God damn.
Philly said I'm going from a flip phone to a smartphone. I think I'm going from like one of those one of those rotary phones to a smartphone.
Yeah.
Doggy Dog, how about you, man? What'd you score?
Black Friday. Let's see. They had the Shock Blue controller for $44.99 or whatever, 95, whatever the hell it was.
Nice.
I originally bought one for whatever the hell the original price was. Once I saw they had that, I hadn't even opened the original one, so I sent it back. And got the one for the price. Okay, but anyway, so I got that. Also, I saw no reason, even though I have about 2 years stacked up, I saw no reason once I saw the Game Pass Ultimate for $22.99, I had to pick up a couple of those, right? Because there's no way in 2 years the Game Pass Ultimate is going to be that price per month, whatever $22.99, whatever $23 divided by 3 is. In a couple of years, in December 2021, 2 or whatever the hell it wasn't going to be $22.99. So I went and picked those up. PGA 2K21 for $27.99. That's a good deal. I talked the old lady into giving me that for Christmas. I can't play that yet, but yeah. So there's that. And then let's see. I would have loved to have got the Switch bundle that they had with the Mario Kart or whatever, right? But I picked them up. I picked up a Switch in August because remember at the beginning of the year you couldn't buy a Switch for fucking like $5,000, right? You know what I'm saying? Because the way the world is, So I picked one up in August, and of the craziest things on Wednesday night, I was just messing around, playing around, see if I could beat the bots, and I happened to have won a PS5.
What?
Yeah, I beat the bots. I was just messing around.
Nice.
And I was like, fuck it. What's the worst that could happen? Like, if nobody will buy this thing, which I mean, probably put on eBay for like $1,000 million.
At least, yeah.
$1,000,000. But anyway, I was just thinking, hell, fuck it. I'm just going to try it out. I'm going to fucking buy this thing. I would love to keep this thing. I just picked it up today. But I just picked it up today. It's sitting right here. I'd love to keep this. I would love to keep it. But I mean, I got the Xbox and stuff, and
Oh, you trying to trigger people?
I keep it. I'm self-employed. I can't keep the thing. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not going to sell. I've got a friend actually. I'm going to sell that to for like $550. Lucky him.
Finder's fee.
Well, I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, okay, yeah, I mean, maybe $600, but I'm not gonna be like scalper-like with it. My friend is devastated. He is devastated. He is completely devastated. He is the biggest PlayStation fan ever, and I don't know. I tried to explain to him on Black Friday, on the release day, all this stuff, how to get these. Like, be ready. Have your information right into these sites, and you can have it for
$500, but you got to suck my dick.
Yeah, there you go. One of those is there. I should probably keep it for myself, but I mean, I have the Xbox Series X. I'm enjoying games on that. I don't feel like I have to have everything right now. I'll get one of those later or whatever. So that's my Black Friday is that I ended up with the PS5 somehow. It was actually on Wednesday night, but whatever. Black Friday.
Titan's probably thinking if fucking Noof Nukem was a scalper, that's what he'd have on his fucking advertising. Scalper price be like, yeah, man, like $500 for you got to suck my dick or something like that. Line up at the street, fucking guys and girls like all waiting.
Yeah, $549.99.
Noof, I'm surprised.
Shipping.
I'm surprised you're not scalping these things, Noof. With Noofonomics as big as it is, I would figure the PlayStation 5 would be number one on your priority.
Yeah, I'd probably buy a PlayStation 5 and then bring it back the first week and trade for another PS5.
Noofonomics.
Yeah.
Noofonomics, non-for-profit organization.
What's going on, Sleepy Goblin? What's going on, man? What's going on?
Sleepy Goblin. This is a good man right there.
We can have the chat. The doctor is up in here dropping $5. There's 80+ viewers, and he gives a big old thumbs up. Well, thank you.
Nice, doctor.
Tonight, and that was amazing, guys. I know, like I said, you guys are amazing. Best chat in the fucking in the chat podcast game right now. Everybody's here having a good fucking time, and that's what we're all about, baby.
Good whole fucking time, man. I'm having a great fucking time. Like, woo!
Sorry. We can tell. we're still trying to figure out what you drank before the show.
Oh man, that's not what didn't I drink before the show? Was that the 7 C's? Is that what that is?
Yeah. Nice. Let's get over to Gaming Forte because he's going to have he's going to give way in. But real quick, because I won't take up much time. For me, I didn't really do a lot, but I did take Mag's advice. I picked up Vader Immortal. I got the 3 episodes on sale, so I think I paid $20-something for that. So a little bit of a discount there. And so it's amazing if you got the PSVR or you got the Oculus. Really cool game. And I also picked up. I did Bloodborne. Oh boy, I'm going to get punished for that. I picked up Until Dawn again. I had all these games before, but I had them on a different account, so I just bought the physical version. So Until Dawn, Bloodborne, and Killzone, Shadowfall for like $30 for the 3 games. I think it's still a pretty good deal. They're a little bit older, but still awesome games. Forte, how about you, man? What did you haul in? And then give us a store perspective about what went down for Black Friday.
Yeah. So I did the same thing. I bought that the Blue Shot controller because it was literally $20 off. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna buy this now because it's kind of worth it. So I did that. I bought a couple of games for my Switch because this is like the first time ever that Nintendo decided to put first party games on sale. So they were like pretty much half off for like games like what was the heck? Fire Emblem and stuff. All that stuff was all half off that day. So I really did jump into a lot of those games and got them. A lot for my kids and then some for me too. The biggest thing that I really went after and got was I got the Oculus Quest that day. Even though it wasn't on sale, I was really just waiting. I was like, okay, let me see how these funds turn out after spending $1,000 on systems last month. So I had a little bit of extra money that came through, and I was like, okay, I'll do that. But when it comes to what people were buying, of course, if we would have had more Xboxes, that would have been a talk of the town, or PlayStations, but we didn't have only 6 of total of both systems. Excuse me, of 6 of each, 2 PlayStation and 4 Xboxes. So, which is kind of crazy, but Switch was the talk of the town. Switch had their bundles. They only do it once a year when they do the Mario Kart bundle. This year they were gracious enough to give everybody the better battery life one, because for the first 2 years all they were giving people were the old version. They said, yo, we got to get this inventory up out of here, so we're gonna give you the ones with the terrible battery life, but we're gonna give you the game with it. So we sold a bunch of those,
and it had the 3 month.
Yeah, it had a 3-month code in it for PlayStation Online. It had, and then we sold through a bunch of the Animal Crossing Switches because those were
sweet.
Those weren't on sale, but you did get like the little glassware set, the Mario glassware set that came with it, which was a GameStop exclusive thing. So sold a bunch of that stuff, and but yeah, man, PlayStation and Xbox, Lord have mercy. Like even though we had signs on the door, people were walking up like, I know you've been asked this question like 1,000 times today, and I'm like, go ahead and ask it, man. It's like at this point, it's just a guessing game on which one you're going to ask about, and it's pretty much 70-30 PlayStation. So
man, that was the last week. If it's this show or like a different show, it might have been Boom Show, about how you were leaving and they were still waiting, and you asked if they wanted coffee or donut.
Yeah. I did that for the people. So I did that twice. I did that for the people that camped out for the Xboxes on the day Xbox release, because that was the one day that we had extra systems available for people to buy. So I bought we had like 5 extra systems. So I bought the first 5 people and they were there from the night before. So I asked them, I was like, I wish I could give y'all tickets, but y'all already know if y'all ain't here in the morning, these people gonna be jumping out of their seats trying to get these tickets. And I'm like, I said, if you guys are here, I'll give you, coffee, donuts. So I bought them that. And then when I left on Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, I already had 4 people outside, camping out on Wednesday night to get the PlayStation and Xboxes. So I did the same thing for them. I was like, yo, are y'all sure y'all gonna stay out here for 2 whole days? I was like, these systems better? Are these for you?
Hey, you got to do what you got to do,
Where y'all going to the bathroom at?
Look, man, they did
trade off, man. You got to have a trade off. That's what I was telling my friend.
I gave them a battery pack so they could be able to charge their stuff outside and stuff. So I just brought mine from home, and I gave the first 2 people in line my phone numbers in case they had anything that they needed to ask beforehand. And I stopped up there because I had to go to my aunt's house because the fact that COVID's going around right now, so you really couldn't go to other families' houses and stuff. But our family, I think every family does it, but everybody takes a dish to somebody else's house. So my wife is the macaroni person, fire as usual, and her aunt cooks the turkey and stuff. So we went over there. Well, I went over there to pick up the turkey, drop off the macaroni, and on my way back home, I said, well, let me just stop by my store because I live like 3 minutes from my job. And I pulled up. I was like, yo, what's going on out here, man? It was like, y'all all right? They said, oh, yeah, we good. And at this point, there was another guy out there. He had picked up the last Xbox. He was in line for it. And I was like, oh, okay, cool. I said, well, just let people know that this it. Ain't no more systems available after you guys. I said, as long as you guys are here, you're going to get one. So I opened up on Friday morning, and there's a different guy there. The other guy is gone. And I was like, yo, bro, what happened to the other guy? He's like, yo, my man walked up and offered him $400 for his spot in line. And he took it.
Oh, wow.
I was like, what? I said, well, I thought about it. I was like, you know what? That's a deal because Xboxes were going for $1,000, like $900 to $1,000 online.
Yeah.
So he was like, screw it. If this is the last chance to get one, I might as well get one from the store where I can actually get a receipt with it.
That's right.
Okay.
So
guys who just want cash now are going to start camping outside the stores just with a little sign going, hey, man, you want my place?
He just walked up and they said my man just walked up and said, hey, I'll give anybody $400 for their spot. And my man was like,
it's actually pretty smart.
Yeah, he was like, yo, I could wait.
Yeah,
he was like, I can wait. So that was really cool. But the like I said, the cool thing for me was just seeing the excitement around the consoles and stuff. I mean, even knowing we didn't have any available past the initial that we had on the beginning of Black Friday, a lot of people did get them off the website because the website stocked them too. And just hearing that people actually, got their systems and stuff, like Slow Mo got his system and everything. So that was the one thing that I was super excited just to see people, getting all the stuff that they wanted and actually feeling. I never had that feeling of people actually wanting, like, needing me for anything like that, outside of my family and stuff. But there were so many people in the community that just reached out for me for reasons like, hey, what's going on with this trade-in? Let me tell what I got to bring into the store, or how much can I get for this, or when are you guys going to have these systems available, and just asking questions, should I camp out and stuff, or what you need to do. And it was just cool being a part of that. So I wouldn't trade it for anything, but I don't want to go through this ever again. They need to really fix this pre-order situation so people can get these systems in store. I'll chalk this year up to a red herring due to everything that's going on, but man, I know I'm going to go to work on Friday, and it's going to be, you going to get any more PlayStations before the end of the year? What about Xboxes? And anybody that tells you guys that people won't buy what's available, slap them in their face. I've been trying to tell these people that because now, granted, they ask for what they truly want. Like, most people are asking for PlayStations because that's what they truly want. It's the bigger brand. It's like Nike's versus Reebok. Mm-hmm. So people want the Jordan. So they want that PS5. A lot of it has to do with just the fact that it's so much excitement around it. Everybody just feels like they need to have one. Like, why is everybody talking about the system? I really want to get one. But the next thing they're asking is, what about Xbox? So it's not like Xbox would not be selling out like crazy if we just had them in stock. So these systems are just, everybody wants either one of them. It's just going to come down to find one in the store that you want, because 90% of the games come on both systems.
Well, I think on the next one, obviously both companies need to, and obviously, hopefully, by the time they launch another console, we won't be dealing with a fucking worldwide pandemic, and that's obviously made a huge a dent in the way operations went for every company. And I saw that at all facets of manufacturing, not just consoles, but from sporting gear to fucking you name it. Every industry took a massive hit, and they're still trying to keep up with production. This is everything from bikes to fucking skis, you name it. I work in retail too. I'm in the sporting goods, and it's still a grind trying to get in shit for our stores, like just basic stuff, because the companies are so far behind. Sticks were late because that shit's made in China, et cetera, et cetera. But what they need to do, I think, is like they need to have a certain allotment that they're going to say, okay, on launch day, there's going to be a couple million allotted just for online only. There will be a couple million at stores. So they're guaranteed every store is going to have so many. They will be there. It's up to you to get in line and wait and do your due diligence. And if you're one of the dedicated, of course, hard work pays off. If not, you got to wait. There's going to be more coming. That's always the scary part for the people. It's not, it's that people sound like, or people, they just don't know. There's so much uncertainty because right now the people who don't have one are still going, can I secure one before Christmas? And there's always that, like, it's hard to go into a store and find one. You know what I mean? Like, there's no guarantee. Right. Most shipments for stores come on like Thursdays. I think a lot of times are Tuesdays and Thursdays are traditionally, at least up here in Canada, from my experience working at Walmart, Tuesdays and Thursdays is generally when you get most of your trucks in that deliver that shit. And, and it's in the store for a couple of days. Sometimes you'll get really good. What? Is somebody saying something about my mic or something? Sounds like I'm in the bathroom. I don't think it's my thing that's echoing, though, is it?
No, you sound fine to me.
There is still a bit of an echo coming from somewhere. Just don't know what it is. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, there has to be a better way, and I think that will be something that they're going to look at very intently after this, because it's been a little bit of a gong show, and that's the thing. It's not, people don't mind waiting, but it's having that vote of confidence from the companies to say, you know what, you didn't get one this week, but we rest assured we got a good shipment coming next week. And up here, honestly, I'm an Onyx member for my fucking EB Games, and that damn card is more than a paperweight. It should fucking get me a little, it used to be front of the line stuff and hold stuff. when you're Onyx member, you're spending that much shit in store. You should have a little bit more of a front row access, so to speak. Like, when these things come in, you get the call, you get the first shot at them. Like, you know what I mean? But I don't think so.
I always thought that the thing that the company should do, like shout out to EVGA, they do it for their graphics cards and stuff. They should have like if they're going to have the first come first serve mentality, it should be, all right, let's put people that pay get into a queue, basically like a second round of pre-orders. And then as we get systems in, we fulfill the orders that are in first, because what kills me is you got places like Walmart and places like Target and Best Buy. Well, not so much Best Buy, but places like Target and stuff, or Walmart, that are taking brand new pre-orders on systems that they haven't even fulfilled the orders that of people that literally pay for the systems. Now that's the thing that I think is kind of crazy, but I think that's something they really could do. It's something that I actually emailed customers, not customers, but our question and answer line, and told them like, hey, this is something I think you guys could implement to, get more people in, because, everybody can't be at their computer at the exact time that pre-order or reserves go live. And everybody's not on Twitter as much as we think people probably are on there. Most people aren't. And that's where a lot of this information comes from.
Yeah. Yeah, not to mention, not everybody can camp outside of a store for 24 hours. Some people got to work, and there's a lot of there should be some incentive, even if that mean. And I think for someone like a dedicated EB Games client like myself, I'm on a first name basis when I go in the store. These guys know me pretty well. There should be some incentive, like even if I have to pay a little bit more on a membership fee to basically ensure that I kind of get some of that front of the line access. Like, you know what I mean? That's fair is fair. If I pay the fees, I should get a little reward for being loyal. So, but I'm sure they'll work it out. Great stuff, man. I love hearing the stories, Forte. That is amazing. We got a few more topics to get into now before we get out of here, guys. And speaking of, this is a perfect one to kind of segue right off of this, and I'll go with our panel first. Apparently, eBay condemns PS5 photo scammers and taking action against the sellers. And we're talking about these scammers who are the lowest of the low, not just somebody who went out and got a system and basically, sold you the system for more money. I mean, at least they sold you the product. But we've heard a lot of horror stories so far that people are, potentially selling people like PS5s, and when they get them in the box, they got a fucking sandwich maker and an air fucking blower and different things. So they're not even getting the consoles; they're getting completely different stuff. And eBay has taken some actions against these guys in the latest one. So they're going to be, and I think I read today something about somebody tried to secure like 1,000 of these consoles, and they shut that down too, like, because they know it's people trying to work the system and make a profit on them. So good on that. So what do you guys think about this? And obviously we need more of it. We'll start with the panel.
To me, I'll be just real quick on this, because to me, it's kind of like what we talked about before. It's like, it's more of the same for me. It's just people being ridiculous, people crossing the line of human decency. And they try and do it any way they can. And that's kind of the sad part, finding people at Gaming Forte is becoming harder and harder and harder. Like people that do something just out of the goodness of their heart, or just to be nice, or whatever, right? Because most of these people are trying to take advantage of others, and that's what I can't stand about this world, man. That's what really pisses me off. I was in the Navy for 5 years. I defended this country, and I did not defend this country for the president that we have now. I did not defend this country for all the hate that's going on. I did not defend this country for all these people trying to take advantage of others. I defended this country for people, doing things for others, for the goodness out of all of us, right? And that's what I. So if you find yourself trying to take advantage of, just like everyone just needs to self-reflect once in a while. I feel like try and become a little bit better of a person day by day. And if we all do that, this will all be a better world real quick.
Dude. Hold the phone, guys. We got a super chat coming down the pipe, and this one's a biggie, almost as big as that big motherfucker PlayStation 5. J-Dub is still dropping $15. He says, "Hey, Noob, do you know if Arnold camped out or did he beat up the Predator and take the series in?" I don't the fucking camping out. No one was there. I was there with the camouflage on to come up out of the water. I beat the shit out of the Predator. I took his console, then I beat him with the console, and I went back and bought another one just so I could laugh at him and say, "Here, you never come back to this planet again. The next time you come back to this planet, I swear to God, I'm gonna stick an Atari joystick up your ass, and I'm gonna make you play the fucking Nintendo Virtual Boy the rest of your life until your eyesight is gone clear." Oh, there you go. Arnold doesn't like that Predator guy. All right, there you go. You got to answer your question. Mac.
Yeah, man.
Yo.
What do I think about these guys? First of all, I have a quick question. How the fuck do you sleep at night? Like, I mean, and I'm being serious. How can you, yeah, like, how can you do it? How can you honestly, like, you know, like I saw this happened with the PS4, by the way, PS4 and Xbox One era. I saw it came up in the news once on a little news feed, and it said PS, and in brackets it said 4. Right? So the guy ordered it, whatever, $1,000, $1,500, whatever the hell he paid, and it literally came with 4 PS1s.
Damn.
Oh,
because and he got away with it. Well, the guy tried to sue. There was all this fucking thing, this whole thing. But if you actually look at it, it said PS, and then in brackets it said 4.
Right.
Okay, so they're like, well, technically it's 4 PS4. But the thing is, the seller, you fucking know you're a dick. Okay, it's not like you didn't know. It's not like when you woke up that morning and you started brushing your teeth, you looked at your stupid fucking face and said, "I'm going to rip somebody off of like $1,000 or whatever, and then I'm going to go home, and then I'm going to go to bed and get in my warm, comfy blankets, and I'm going to sleep like an angel." Who the fuck does that? I don't understand. It's like with like these assassins, you know, like these guys, like these hitman guys. They'll like walk into a house, like and kill a whole cartel, then they sit down and eat cornflakes. Like, how the fuck do you do that? Like nothing happened.
They had no problem with it.
It's crazy, man.
100 of them, and he's just like, "No, it's too bad. It's the way of the world," you know.
Yeah, it's fucked up, man. It's crazy. I don't understand. Like, I just don't get how these people. But you know what? I am glad that they're finally cracking down on this. But let this be a lesson to everybody in the chat. Okay, and anybody listening to this show, don't buy electronics online where they mail the shit to you. Okay, I know there's some violence out there with the PS5 and stuff like that, so some shady shit going on. I know. Okay, I heard all about it. Even here in Toronto, the police they sent out an alert, and you know what they did? They opened up all the police station parking lots. And all the trade-ins for PS5s and Xboxes, they do in the parking lots. So the cops are right there. Let me see you fuck around with your buddy with a tire iron behind around the corner when you've got 40 cops sitting right there, right? So that was a really smart move. I actually really like that idea. And anyways, the point is, don't buy shit online. Okay, that went from a buyer, from a seller, excuse me. Okay, that you don't know what the hell this guy's going to send you. All of a sudden, this guy's going to send you a panini press. Okay, instead of your PS5? That's ridiculous. Let's get serious. So, you know, like, you make sure you get the product in your hand. Make sure it's got a seal on it. Open the damn thing out. Take a look. Okay, I got my PS5 from a second, third-party buyer. Okay, but he didn't rip me off. Okay, he just wanted a couple $100 extra bucks on top of it because he got a couple of them. Okay, so he gave it for me, not bad. But you know what? When I met the guy, he showed me the box. I gave him the cash. It's not like he was going to take off on me, you know. So I gave him the cash. Yeah, I made sure of that. The thing was sealed. He gave me an electronic, what's it called? A receipt. Okay, so I got the electronic receipt from Best Buy. I opened the box in front of him. I looked inside. Everything was there. Literally nothing was touched. Okay,
see, that's good.
That's the way you do it.
That's the way you do it.
And then I bade him good evening. He drove away. I drove away. And that was it. Okay. And we met. Oh, by the way, and we met in the right in front of the drive-thru at Starbucks. There must have been 150 people there. like all just kind of hanging around and just, in their cars and whatever. So it's not like anything was going to happen. Not with all those witnesses, right? So I wasn't worried about him. Funny enough, when he pulled up, he was scared shitless. He thought I was going to rob him. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there thinking he's going to rob me. But anyways, the point is, do it safely, do it in person, make sure the goddamn product's in your hands. Okay? Don't trust these fucking assholes. Okay? Because you never know what they're going to do. There's a lot of scammers out there, and apparently they can sleep well at night. I don't know how. As for these bot buying pricks, okay, that's a whole other ball of fucking wax. They must have programs that could stop this kind of thing. They must have some kind of anti-bot device or some kind of program or something. I'm not a fucking computer programmer. I don't know. I know how to cook steak though. But I don't know do any of that stuff. But I'm sure they've got something. Now at the end of the day,
you stick a buddy on a rooftop with a reflective glass and say, "Buddy, I've got a sniper on that building, dude."
Exactly. But like these bot buying guys, like they must have some kind of a program that they could stop it. Now, at the end of the day, do these companies honestly give a shit? I mean, if one guy buys 1,000 of them, they don't really care. They just want the product moved, at the end of the day. But the thing is, if you actually show a little bit of a kinder face and say, you know what, no bot buying pricks, the people who actually want to buy these consoles, you'll have the opportunity to buy them. I bet you that would actually be a better look. And you know what, on top of it, I bet you there's enough people out there who would purchase those consoles. So it's not like they're going to lose sales. Look at what Forte's saying. I know it. You know it. We all know it. Okay? If those consoles were on the shelves, they'd be sold out. Doesn't matter if it was Xbox. Wouldn't matter if it was Nintendo. Wouldn't matter if it was Sony. Okay, they'd all be sold out. It doesn't matter who had them. So that's, that. And by the way, I feel bad for some of these companies, man. If they had products on their shelves, they'd be making a mint right now. But every time they come in, they're sold out. Okay, so customers will buy them. So to stop these fucking guys, and by the way, I sent a picture. I think it was to you, Noof. I sent it to you last week or the week before. And the dude had like 22 PS5s. But if you look at the picture, just off to the left, he had a whole stack all the way to the ceiling of Nikes. Okay, and Jordans and all kinds of shit. So this guy literally is just a professional bot buyer. Okay, all the power to you, but whatever, that's what you want to do with your life, go right ahead. But the thing is, it just feels like you're just taking advantage of people, and you're taking advantage of situations, and it doesn't matter what it is. Like I said, whether it's a console, whether it's a pair of shoes, whether it's whatever you're looking for.
Yeah.
And it's really unfortunate that people prey on other people's unfortunate circumstances, and I fucking hate that, man. I really hate that shit. People have the money, they want to pay for it. Let them, give them the goddamn opportunity to do it instead of these guys being third-party sellers. They should find a way to make to get around that, and they should find a way to kind of ban that shit, or at least put a stop to it.
Hey, you know what, when I got that PS5 online the other day, you know what I thought was weird about that is when I tried to get it at 8 o'clock, it said, you can't get it. When you try to get it said it's temporarily out of stock, and I go back to get it at 8:15, and when I got that PS5, the reason I got it is because when I added to the cart, it made me enter in my phone number. And that's what I don't understand, is why they can't do something like that. Why they can't do that annoying bullshit when you go on all these other websites and it says, I am not a robot. And then you got to click these fucking 5 spaces with fucking traffic lights on them. Why can't the hell they do that? Hell, I can't even do that right. So I know a bot's not going to do that right.
What happened there? Doggy Dog saw the red and he stopped.
Hell yeah, I can't even do it right. No, bot can't do it. That's a good one.
Yeah, so I don't understand why they can't add that. Why does Walmart and all these sites have the same checkout process that they did in the 1990s when the internet was introduced by America Online? I don't understand why that is.
Yeah, they need retinal scanners now. So
a lot of them are using Netscape.
Nut sack scanners. There you go. That will be a.
Jesus, I took my headphones off for 2 seconds. I put them back on. I heard it was nutsack scanners. What the fuck happened? I literally just took my headphones.
Well, there you go. That's the new security, Mag. That's the new security. Homeland Security.
My
Nutsack
ears were
scanners.
sweating, so I just took my headphones off to give him a rest, and I put them back. All I heard was nutsack scanners. I'm like, what?
Yes,
the
that's
fuck?
what happens when you have Doggy Dog on the show, man. That's
Podcast
how
just
it goes.
took a
Man.
sharp left.
Sorry about that, guys.
Nothing, man. It's all good. We're having fun, baby. We're having fun. All right. Any further comments? Who did not have a chance to weigh in here?
I think we're all good.
Dead fucking silence here. All right, well, yeah, I think it speaks for itself. It's low, but like I said, hopefully things change before the next the next console launch comes out. They got some time. Oh, J-Dub again dropping big money in the chat.
J-Dub, bro.
J4 J-Dub, we got to catch up with Doggy Dog here. Start make me feel like a YouTube hooker. Best show ever. Love all the panel and chat. He's been dropping super chats all night. This guy, he's been dropping them like a constipated. Well, I guess a constipated dog would drop turds, but maybe a dog that got into a bad batch of beef. You know what I mean? Shitting up the yard. J-Dub is a shill. $20. My cousin missed out and convinced me to camp out on Thanksgiving night. To not waste my time, I went on and got a second Series X with a 2-year warranty. I'm planning to sell it on eBay. Does this qualify me as a slime ball?
No, it does not. No, it does not. J-Dub is a shill. No, it doesn't. That's not a big deal.
Like the odd console here and there is not killing anybody, but like Mag said, a guy who's got a room full of them stacked up and is selling them for clearly way above ticket, that's a little low.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. Like 1 is cool. 6 is scumbag.
Yeah.
I mean, if you sell 1 or 2 and you make enough money back to basically cover the cost
to pay to get your system, exactly. You want to get your money back?
Some dudes literally spent the rent money probably trying to fucking pay for these consoles. So they're like, yeah, maybe I better get 2 and pay for the other one. You know what I mean? So
yeah, and buy my mom something special too.
Lots of divorces for this year is over the way things are going. Save money for insurance, guys. All right, guys, awesome. So let's get a couple more topics here, and then Mag's got some cool stuff. Well, Titan, are you doing your segment this week? You hadn't really heard, and you said you were debating on it, or
yeah, not tonight, man. I've been frauding out on AC Valhalla all week, man.
All right, no problem. But trust me, guys, Titan will be bringing it back in the next generation, or he may have a different segment. We don't know, but he is working on something. We know the Mag has got something in the pipe. Was going to unveil it tonight, where he'll get to that in just a minute. But we got a couple more topics here just to get into before we kind of get out of here, as we're closing in on the 2-hour mark. We're going to go lighter topic to kind of end out the show. I was going to talk a little bit about the crossplay for Cyberpunk, but there really isn't much to say there. I mean, it's kind of cool. I just want to talk about, if you guys did see this week, we finally saw an image of Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. Now, I like Tom Holland. I give him all the kudos in the world, and I somehow grew to like him as Spider-Man, but as Nathan Drake, I'm still having a hard time coming around. Not that I don't think he can't pull it off per se. It's just, when there was a more capable actor who looks and sounds just like the man, if you don't believe me, go watch the Nathan Fillion produced Uncharted that they did about 2 years ago. Unfucking believable. It was like a little 10-minute like mini movie that him and his partners did to almost convince studios like, hey dude, I should be Nathan Drake. It's right in my repertoire, right in the wheelhouse. Was amazing. But anyway, I saw a picture of Tom Holland. Obviously, we know that originally Mark Wahlberg was supposed to be Nathan Drake, but then because of delays in production, now he's actually going to be Sully, and we got Tom Holland as Nathan Drake. So I haven't seen an official trailer yet. There's been some fan mock-ups out there. How do you feel about that? And I guess after you kind of just let me know how you feel about Tom Holland and Mark Wahlberg taking over that in that series role, I kind of want to know, what sort of been your favorite video game adaptation so far of any that you've seen, and what would be your ideal cast for, say, maybe if it is for Uncharted or another game that you really liked, and who would you pick? Would you those type of actors? So let's start with a guess on this one. Doggy, you want to jump in first on this one?
I was typing in the chat. What's that's embarrassing. What's the subject?
He brought him with his pants down.
How do you feel about Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg in Uncharted?
Oh yeah. Okay, you know what? When I looked at that subject, you know what? I'm not the biggest movie buff in the world. I got to say, the Tom Holland, right? That's his name, right? That's the Spider-Man guy, right? The Spider-Man guy. Okay, so much to know. I don't know much about. Yeah, he would be a good Nathan Drake. I'm not the biggest PS guy, I can't really speak on that, but on the rest of what would go with that, on the rest of that subject, I came with the rest of it. Let me get my notes here.
Well, what would if you had to pick a game for yourself, like a game to be turned into a movie?
Yes, exactly. Yeah. And you know what? I'll tell you what would be a great game to a movie that would go gangbusters, that everybody would love, that everybody would just it would be action packed. That you could, who wouldn't go watch this movie? Grand Theft Auto. That needs to be the movie that that's the movie that needs. And before I get out of here on this subject, I got to say, an underrated movie to game is Mad Max. Did anybody ever play that? I mean,
yeah, Mad Max is a great game.
It was a great game. I loved it.
Yeah.
Wasn't that underrated? I had to mention that. When I saw that subject, I had to mention that. Man, Mad Max was a great game. If nobody's ever played that in the chat, anybody, go check that game out.
So mad when that game left Game Pass.
Yeah, I mean, the game is great. I mean, there's just so much good qualities about that game. Yeah, if I'd say with the whole, and Sonic the Hedgehog, definitely the best game to movie. Definitely, with Jim Carrey, Robotnik, all that, for sure.
Nice.
So
yep,
fair enough.
Sorry if that wasn't the greatest, greatest of that, but
it's all good. It's all good. We totally understand. You had your part to say. All good. How about Forte? I think his mic's on mute. Forte, you still with us, brother?
Yes.
No, sounds like you.
I'm still here.
Hey, there he is, bro.
I'm still
There he is.
here.
It's a good man. Good man.
Still here?
I'm
All
still
right.
here.
All right, I had to wonder if you went to the shitter there for a second. But
No.
how
I was listening. I was in the other room.
how do you feel about obviously Tom Holton, Mark Wahlberg is Uncharted?
Yep.
Any excitement there at all? And if you could pick a game and a cast role, who would it be? That sort of thing.
Yeah, well, the Tom Holland thing was interesting because I wasn't interested at first, but when I finally saw the picture, I was like, okay. The one thing I like about Tom Holland, he has a very broad stance on how he can actually act and stuff. His range is actually really good. He's been good in pretty much all the movies he's kind of did up until this point. And when I saw the picture, I was like, okay, I can see the younger Nathan Drake being portrayed in this. So I'm really interested. I'm more interested now than I was when we first heard about it, because until you see the person in character in the outfit, it's kind of like, I don't know how this is really going to turn out, especially with most video game adaptations of movies becoming, movies of video games becoming kind of a meme thing. I was actually super excited to actually see what I saw there. So I am not overly excited, but I'm very optimistic about what that can actually be. I think when it comes to the one game that really transferred the most, I think everybody's probably going to say it, but Sonic is that movie was incredible.
It was
I told people, I was telling my wife, because she, the original vision of Sonic was horrible. And I even told my wife, I was like, listen, this movie would have got trashed if they would have gave us that original Sonic, but the story would have still been great. It would have been a missed opportunity, because I think the story was already set. They didn't change anything there. They just changed the look of the character.
It was just the VFX, yeah.
Yeah, they changed the VFX of the character and they made him look like Sonic. So I think that movie was going to be great no matter what. They just went back and gave people exactly what they wanted when they came to the flesh and blood or the digital pixels of Sonic, and Jim Carrey knocked it out of the park. I cannot wait for the next version. They put my boy Tails in there. I'm sorry if you didn't see the movie. You should have seen it. It came out like before, because at this point, COVID, who knows when you're going to get a chance to see it in movie theater. It's over for that. But Tails was shown at the end of it, and I'm a huge Tails fan, so I was very, very excited to see that. When it comes to game, I think for me, it's kind of already been done, but I want to see it in this universe. And it is like one of my favorite franchises ever, right next to Halo, Mass Effect.
Nice.
It's kind of already done because of Star Trek.
Yeah.
But it's like seeing, I want that universe fleshed out more than it is.
Mm-hmm.
I read all the books, I read the Turian Roads, I read all that stuff, the Reapers, I read all of that stuff. Even Andromeda wasn't horrible, but it just wasn't the Mass Effect I wanted, because let's be for real, when you have, it's kind of hard to follow up on a trilogy that kind of gut punched you as great as that one was. It's like I literally bonded with that Shepard in that game, so it was going to kind of be hard for me to move on from Shepard to the Ryder twins. So it wasn't horrible, it just wasn't executed as much as I wanted it to. But getting more source material in that world, BioWare really knows how to put together a story when it comes to their RPG side of their development, and I would like to see them get into a situation where they're actually having somebody go out and make source material around that. So for me, Mass Effect is the thing that I would love to see put onto a silver screen.
Dude, I was gonna say, you know, that original Sonic design, that looked like it could have been a spooky denture fucking advertisement.
Yeah.
Like, oh my god, it was like Sonic had dentures. It was just weird. Thank God they listened to fans and went back to the drawing board, because I'm telling you, if they had went ahead with that design, that movie would have tanked just on that alone, because the Sonic fans were like, basically, what in the hell is this abomination? Like, can you know, if you're gonna make them CGI, at least fucking make them look like the character, because I don't know what they were going for, but it was weird looking. So thank God. And that movie did, like I said, Jim Carrey was great. It was awesome. It was a fun movie overall. I agree with you, man. And you know who would make, I think, a great actor for Commander Shepard if they did Mass Effect? I think it would be Jensen Ackles, the guy from Supernatural.
Yeah, I can see that.
I think if you put a suit on him, colored his hair a little darker, I think he could pull that off.
He's got a strong chin.
Yeah, there's another actor that I had in mind. I can't remember his name, but he actually looks just like Commander Shepard. And he's an actor in movies. I just can't remember his name, but he like, if you saw this guy, you'd go, holy shit, like, that's Commander Shepard. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I can't remember his name. When I do, I'll send it to you. How about the panel, guys? How about you guys? How about the Uncharted? Like, what do you think?
I want to make people hate me with my take here.
All right.
So get ready to hate me. Screw Tom Holland, okay?
I knew this would be awesome.
To me, that dude can only play a decent role in like Family Ties series or something.
Three's Company.
Yeah, the dude looks little to me, like 150 pounds soaking wet. Like, his best role would probably be like Little Mac in a Punch Out movie, which he would get knocked the F out by like Glass Joe in the first round. I don't like him as Spider-Man. So, you know, now that I've got like everyone's hate drawn towards me, right?
Hate mail coming to Titan next week.
Yeah, right.
I think Arnold would be a good actor.
As a few of those up thumbs go to down thumbs, now that I have all your hate on me, I do have a replacement, and I think we all might agree upon it, okay? And this is focused on not one specific role, because my man Jake Gyllenhaal is as dynamic as any other actor out there. This dude is my second favorite actor of all time, second to Sly himself. This dude could play any male role, and I have my utmost confidence in this dude that he could knock any role out of the park. So Jake Gyllenhaal, get Tom Holland out of here, put Jake Gyllenhaal in, he'll knock it out of the park. There you go.
There's only one guy for Nathan Drake for me, and that's the guy that played him, as I said earlier, Nathan Fillion. Sounds like the dude. He looks like the fucking dude.
He is the dude.
If you watch that fucking mini movie, you're like, how in the fuck could any studio not cast him? It blows my mind. He's a good actor. He's funny. He like even his real like personality is like fucking Nathan Drake. Like, it's like, dude was born for the role, and it just still blows my mind. Maybe they're just like, well, we want to make 20 fucking sequels, and he's a little bit older, so that ain't gonna work. But I don't know. But anyway,
yeah, I think that's what it mostly is too.
Yeah,
it's money in marketing. Tom Holland is more marketable than Nathan Fillion. That's all. What all boils down to, because he's young, he's cute, he's a Disney product now.
Yeah.
He's a Marvel product. Well, I mean, a Marvel product is Disney product, right? He's a Disney product now, so therefore, and a Sony product. So he's more marketable. Nathan Fillion is not. And that's what it all boils down to. But you're right, Noof. It also has something to do with sequels. You know, you don't want Nathan Fillion pulling a fucking Harrison Ford with Indy 5. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love Harrison Ford. He's my favorite actor of all time, or at least the most iconic actor to me. But, you know, an Indy 5, they're going to have to go a different route. Because, you know, you're not going to have him climbing up cliffs and pulling his fucking pants up. You know, God damn it, my pants are falling down.
I heard the script for Indy 5 is he's trying to find his dentures in the fucking Shady Pines retirement home.
Yeah, there you go, exactly.
They're going to have to do that face swap on him as he's younger himself the whole movie.
I just think they're trying to wait until a lot of the generation that grew up with Indiana Jones gets to the point where it's more new than there is old people. So you can realize that, because that's what I think a lot of these people are going to do. Like when it comes to like Iron Man, like the generation we just came out of with Phase 3 with Marvel, I think you won't see a true reboot of all those characters until this generation gets to the point where they're old enough to see their younger selves come through and see what they could do with the new characters again.
And they're going to go the Logan route with Indiana Jones for Indy 5. And funny enough, it's actually the same director.
I saw that.
Yeah. Anyways, as for Tom Holland, I had no problem with it because I saw the picture. I'm like, hey, it looks like him. That's pretty cool. But the thing is, what you'll see in the first 5 minutes whether he's going to work or not, right? Because you know how action movies work. If you know anything about formulaic storylines, Hollywood, and anything like that, and writing in general, what do? You start every movie and video game with a big action sequence, right? To get everybody's, whet everybody's appetite, right? You always start with a big bombastic start, and then you kick into the story, right? And then you get into like either the MacGuffin or you get into, the nemesis, the bad guy, the whatever, the protagonist, all that, the antagonist. You get into that later. So we're going to see in the first 5 minutes whether this is going to work or not, right? So when you sit down and watch this movie, whether it's at home or in a theater, my guess is going to be at home. When it finally comes out, you know what? You'll know in the first 5 minutes whether he works or not. I hope he ditches the squeaky voice. That's the only thing. I'm not going to really bitch about it until I see it. I'm going to reserve judgment. However, if I were to say the best video game movies, Sonic the Hedgehog would be number one. But I'm going to give an honorable mention, which, by the way, did not hold up very well. Okay, did not hold up very well. But my God, it was the hot shit in 1995. Was Mortal Kombat.
Yeah.
Okay, your soul is mine. That was fucking dope shit. When you
Mag. I mean,
when you saw Mortal Kombat 95 in the theater, that fucking thing had you pumped.
Yeah.
I was ready to bicycle kick the first motherfucker I saw in the mall after that. I was like, oh man, I was pumped. I mean, I'm Italian. We get jacked up after a Rocky movie, right? I mean, I was the same way for Mortal Kombat. I was ready to fight right after that movie.
Luke Kane kick.
Yeah, I do. That movie was great. But now, if you watched it now, holy Jesus, Lord in heaven, it did not hold up very well. But for the time, it was fantastic.
Yes.
Now, my personal pick, just to round out this evening, my personal pick would be I want to see Horizon Zero Dawn with a little bit more of a mature Charlize Theron. What do you think?
I can never stop thinking of her other than in that movie The Monster, where she looked absolutely beast-like.
Well, I know, but I mean, if you see her in other movies, she's a fucking knockout, dude. She's a knockout.
And what it was saying, if you want to be with the one you love the one you with. Man, right. Man. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You right, bro. I'm
telling you, man. Charlize Theron in Horizon Zero Dawn. You picture those braids on her hair, like the dreads that she's got hanging out the back.
No, I can't. No, I'm scarred, man. I can't stop thinking of The Monster. But you know what would be hilarious? Would be having Adam Driver as Harrison Ford's son in the new Indiana Jones.
That would be great.
Hey, Dad.
Awesome.
I know what happened to do.
And then he comes in, he drops character. What happened to Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah.
I know what I have to do. I have to find the idol.
So we got a couple of super chats coming in. J-Dub is a shield dropping another 10 in the chat. I want to see a remake of Max Payne with a script writer by the Russo brothers, Endgame, Civil War Winter Soldier, and played by the dude that played the Punisher on Netflix. We know the guy. What the hell is his name? I know him, but yeah, he was also in The Walking Dead. Yeah, that could work. I definitely could see that. So thanks for the super chat, Jay. As a matter of fact, I think that's like the third one he's dropped tonight between him and Doggy Dog. They're just dropping it like it's hot. Victor Alistine, what's going on? He puts $5 in the super chat. Said that Sonic is a good reason to buy Sega and have Sonic in an Ori-like format. Also, the MGS fan CGI in Unreal 4 looks sick. And next gen version would be crazy. Great comment there, Victor Alistine. Thank you so much for that.
Dude, we also broke a record in down thumbs this week with 2.
Yes.
Man, I'm sorry, guys. Man, people don't like me, man. I'm sorry. You know,
It was me and Doggy Dog, as soon as you said fuck Tom Holland, we both dropped those thumbs down.
That was it, eh?
We're like, oh, okay, Titan, let's see what's up now. Bang! Down vote.
There they went.
So you heard the whole Nathan. Like I said, I'll dig it. You know what? I'm willing to give a lot of actors a chance now because a lot of times they've proven me wrong. Sometimes you just got to give people a chance. So I'll give them a chance. Like I said, I'm kind of with Titan. I'm not the biggest fan. I think there's better actors. Like I've already said, Nathan Fillion would be my number one choice and only choice. There wouldn't even been optionals. What Mag said about Horizon, I think that could be a cool movie too, especially because of kind of the backdrop, the setting, and the kind of creatures it would have. Obviously, it would be a very big budget. But you know who I would pick for that role? And dig this one. She's an actual redhead. You guys might know her from the new Jungle, from the new Jumanji movies. She was also Nebula. She is Karen Gillan. Look her up if you don't know her, but she definitely could play Aloy to a T, and she's a natural redhead. She's beautiful. She's kind of got the body shape. I think she would pull it off perfectly. My favorite video game movie is one from about 2 years ago, which I actually really enjoyed, and I think they stuck to the script material relatively well to the actual game, and that would have been the new reboot of Tomb Raider. I thought, what's her name? Alicia, what the fuck's her last name there? But anyway, I thought that she did a magnificent job. The script was like decent, and the special effects were good, and overall I thought it's at least followed the original reboot of 2013 to some degree. It even had like actual shots that almost were like shot for shot with the game, which was really cool. So that was good. And if I could make any movie, we heard there's a Gears of War movie coming out. We've heard, but I don't know, because every time I hear about it coming out, Rod Ferguson was talking about it a while back, and even how he went to the studio. I haven't heard a fucking word about it since. So I don't know what's going on with Gears, but Gears seems to be stuck in some sort of development hell. Where why I don't know. Same thing with Halo. You think there'd been a Halo movie?
Right, I was going to
say
Spielberg talked about Halo 10 years ago.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. Alicia Vikander. Thank you, Timothy Dixon. Greatly appreciate that. Crazy Greek dudes in the house. Blue Moon FC. Saber Gunter. What's going on, guys? Here's my cast for Gears. Hear me out on this one. I know who everybody picks for Marcus Phoenix. They all go with Dave Bautista. Okay, he kind of has that look. But here's my look, because Josh Brolin as fucking Marcus Phoenix. Look at the way he looks as Cabal in fucking Dreadpool. He's amazing. And if you watch the movies where he bulked up and stuff, and if you look at put the fucking do-rag on his head and stuff, the dude could pull Marcus Phoenix. He got the acting chops, he's got the voice. He's not that big, but everybody got to stop thinking about these giant actors, okay? Because honestly, it's the suits and Gears that make the guys big. It's not that the fucking all dudes are all big. Josh Brolin for him. You know who I'd pick for Dominic Santiago? I'd probably go Benicio del Toro. For Dominic Santiago, I would pick Michael Jai White for fucking for the Coal Train, and I would do Ryan Reynolds for Baird.
You would really pick someone else over Bautista?
Yeah, totally.
Wow, man, because like I think he really fits that role. Like that dude's got the neck the size of a tree trunk, man.
Well, he's actually in the Gears of War, so he did get that filled. I know he actually put his name out there for the movie, but didn't get cast, and he championed that for a while, which is why Rod Ferguson and them basically put him in the game as Marcus. He's in the latest update, so there you go. Amelia Clark, yeah, she'd be pretty freaking cute as probably Aloy. I'm thinking you're suggesting. So, but that's my picks. Everybody would have their own. I just know with Josh Brolin's acting chops and his gruff nature and stuff that I could totally see him kind of doing the Marcus Phoenix, the growl. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? I just think, and Ryan Reynolds, he'd be an obvious choice for Baird because I think his fucking comedy and his witty and shit would be awesome. There's a lot of good people. That one's a little bit subject, especially the Benicio del Toro. I know there's others, but yeah, that would be some of my picks anyway. But yeah, that's about it. Anybody else have any further thoughts or things you'd like to add before the show wraps up?
No, sir.
Everybody's good? Yeah, we're at 15 minutes in. We had a record tonight, guys. We had over 80-something people watching at one point, which is a record. Hard to believe.
80 amazing people. Like everybody that ever comes in this chat is just they're the best, man. I mean, this is the best chat on YouTube. Sorry.
Yeah, except for that one guy who was pointing you out there. I'm sure you didn't like
Well,
that.
that's all right. Hey, that's cool. Hey, he's cool too. I'll even give him props, man. That's cool. He wants to call me out. That's fine. I can appreciate that.
Absolutely. My tomatoes. Victor Alistine. All right. Thanks for all the super chats today, too, guys. Doggy, you didn't have to do that, brother. You were dropping it like it's hot, but we appreciate it.
Man, you didn't have to have me on here, so
your support is great. Well, we figured, hey, man, if you're supporting the show and you're game for it, not everybody wants to be on a podcast. I've appreciated people before. You go, no, that's okay. You leave it to somebody else. So that's cool, man. You came out, you put your balls out there, and you held your own here tonight with us for sure. So people are starting to think that you're somehow related to Titan, which is kind of odd.
Well, but hey, Titan, man, Titans. I've always been a big fan of Titan, man. Ever since he's been podcasting on some other shows and stuff, man. I've always thought, man, he's awesome, man. So that's cool. That's cool. That people kind of think I'm related to Titan because who knows?
Might have to do with some of your megaphone nature. By the way, Titan, who gets yeah, fuck. The show's not even done, and Mag hasn't even talked about his new segment. Mag.
No, it's okay because Tony Baloney's here. The Mag left the building already. It's too fucking late. What do you think he's gonna stay up all night? Doggy dog, you better calm down. You better sit in the corner. I got a rag for you, and I got a little dirty mattress. You could lie in there, and you know what? You could chew on my bone. How about you think about that? Okay? Yeah. All right, tough guy. All right, just say it right there. All right, you want to join the big leagues? You're going to sit on the bench. You're going to sit on the bench, and you're going to be one passing the Gatorade to Titan Drago and Nuke Nukem. That's how it works around here. Let me tell you something, Chad. Starting next week, you will finally get a full glimpse of Tony Baloney. This is nothing more than just a public service announcement for all you assholes out there. Joe Dunmore, how's it going, buddy? Anyways, public service announcement. Starting next week, you're going to be getting a full-blown view of Tony Baloney while I'm going to be talking about my new segment, and it's going to be called Tony's Baloney of the Week, and it's going to be whatever asshole is pissing me off, and I'm going to bring it to light. And it's going to be something that could do with the gaming industry. You're going to enjoy it. And on top of it all, I will be doing Christmas carols. That's right, ladies. Gather around this Yule log right here, okay? Yeah, it's going to be a good time. So anyways, everybody tune in next week, Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gaming After Dark. You will find Tony Baloney will be back, and I will be back to stay. So everybody, enjoy your evening. Do not forget to show up here next week, or I will find you. And let me tell you something. I already put a bounty out. Whoever put those thumbs downs, you come talk to me because I'm going to find your ass. And guess what? You can go do a podcast on Friday nights at 8 p.m. I think you all know what I'm talking about. Tony Baloney is out for the evening. Well, thank you, Tony Baloney, for the public service announcement. Man, boy, that guy's got a lot of energy. Yes, so apparently Tony Baloney will be making some actual on-camera appearances starting next week, and I got a whole new segment, some Christmas songs coming up to celebrate the holidays, and then we got some great new segment called Tony's Baloney of the Week, and it's going to be whatever bullshit is pissing him off. So it's going to be a good time. So anyway.
I see those big old balls ringling, ding, ding, ding.
Oh, Lord.
It's lovely weather for pumping some sperm in you. Oh, that was terrible. All right, guys. Let's go to gaming. Forte, my brother. Thank you for being here, man. Come back on the show. You never disappoint. You always bring the heat. We love it. It's definitely loved your take. Like I said, the insider game stuff is awesome. I think a lot of people enjoy hearing that because, like I said, you're on the ground, the floor level, man. You're right in the firing zone each and every week. So we appreciate it. Plus, like I said, you always have some great comments on the game industry as well. So thank you for being here. Let people know where they can catch up with your content. I know you're a busy guy.
No, yeah, man. Appreciate it, man. It's good to be here with you guys, man. It was a great show. Always happy to come through whenever. Being in the middle of this hyena den pit it is reminiscent of being on Scumcast. You guys are just as loud and rambunctious as we are on every Saturday. So I feel right at home. But all right. Yeah, man. It's Gaming Forte everywhere: YouTube, Twitter, Xbox Live, PlayStation Network. Check us out on DPS Podcast. Me, myself, Jesus Christ, just said myself twice. Slow-mo backslap. We do that every Thursday at 9 p.m. It will be coming up on my channel this week. We alternate every other week. Brat Podcast every Wednesday night, 9 p.m., which is tomorrow. Primetime Gaming with my man, middle-aged Gameguy. You know him as the Mag, all capital letters, of course, and always yelling because that's just how loud he is. Didn't go on the show this past week, but I'll be there this week coming up to talk about all the stuff that's going on. And you guys have an amazing and great week. And I will see you guys the next time I come through.
Fantastic. We'll have you
What a
back
great
soon,
guy.
brother. Guaranteed. Let's get over to our special guest of the evening, making his very first ever podcast performance, the one and the only Doggy Dog, who definitely brought the heat, definitely brought some bark into the podcast. So, Mr. Doggy Dog, let people know where they can catch up. Obviously, if you don't have a podcast, just let people know where they can find you on social media and how they can, support any of your content if you might have any.
Well, let's see. You can catch me on Xbox Live. Anybody that wants to catch me on Xbox Live, Doggy Dog 420. I'll play games with you, whatever. Let's see. On Twitter, it's Doggy Dog 420 Xbox, because somebody stole my name. They must have heard me before that. And then on YouTube, you will find me in the chat. You will find me everywhere as Doggy Dog 420. And if you look at my channel, I'll have a few things. I've got my own little small machine shop that me and my best friend run. And I have some pictures of and videos of those running, and also my home barcade with my arcade 1-ups, which are they might not be the full size arcades, but they are the
those are cool
3/4. They're really awesome, and they give you the same feel of. And I love old arcades, man. I'll tell you what, arcade game is awesome. That's part of what brought me into what I am now, and I love you all in the chat. I might have had a few hecklers in there, and I love you too, But hey, I hope you guys have me on again. I hope I was good enough tonight to be on again. So,
well, I'll be back in the future, guaranteed.
Awesome, man. I thank you so much. And I mean, you guys. And can I say something else about this show? I look forward every Tuesday to this show. I mean, you guys have something special going on here. Like, not even special. What's the word? Something incredible. Like, guys, keep that going on. Like, you got to love the next generation. And you got to love
higher with
Tony Baloney. And you got to love Arnold. I can't even make the word for Arnold. But, all you guys, every one of you guys, man, this stuff is just incredible. You guys are awesome. And thank you very much for making me a part of this for tonight. And, everybody have a great night and happy holidays.
You and Titan Drago sound almost alike when y'all get to yelling.
When they hit that third pitch or whatever it is.
I had to really listen to figure out who was talking just
I was kind of let down, though. I was expecting a high pitch when he did the next generation.
Oh, the next generation. Was that close? All right. But friends on Xbox, you're like, man, you never shut up. So yeah. Man, thank you very much. All you guys for having me on. I mean, I appreciate it, and I so hope I can be on another show, and I hope the chat can put up with me and everything. And the chat, man, you guys are so awesome. Thank you very much, every one of you guys in the chat, because, I mean, you are the best. And that's just, that's facts.
Cerebral Paul, I love it. Cleans those earwax.
That's facts. There you go. All right. I'm done. I'm sorry. I'm done. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much.
My man, who gets your comment back to Sense Award tonight? Anyone earn that one tonight?
Yeah, for sure tonight. First of all, has anyone actually seen pictures of Doggy Dog's gaming room? I mean, this guy's gaming room is awesome. This guy's always in the chat making us all laugh, just as he did here tonight on the show. I had to get this guy on here because this guy is just like all of us here, a hardcore gamer to the absolute core,
And thanks, Titan. Thank you, because you were the one. Yeah, you were the one that just kept pushing for that. I appreciate that. So
absolutely, man. Absolutely. Anytime. But as for me, you guys can catch me on Twitter at Titan Drago. And we all need to be more like the wise old gamer. Because this guy makes people laugh in the panel and in the chat every time he shows up. When you're that accurate at making people laugh, you know the value of wisdom and how much that is, how much that means to life, so much that it's in your username. I'm willing to bet you bring the common back to sense.
Indeed. All right. Good stuff. All right, Titan, let people know where they can catch up with you, brother.
I did. Everyone at Titan Drago, everybody.
Titan Drago, you're so awesome, brother, man. You are, dude. Man.
And last but definitely not least, let's head over to the other man who can get very rambunctious and loud. It is the middle-aged game guy with alter ego Tony Baloney. Meg, let people know where they can catch up with you, bro. I know you're getting tired.
That's just Tony Baloney talking shit. You know what? Somebody in the chat clearly thought I was being serious. They're like, I don't know if Doggy Dog and Mags like each other. And I was like, no, that's just Tony Baloney talking shit. That's what he does. That's his shtick. Anyhow, you can find me, the Mag. You can find me on Twitter at the Middle Age Game Guy. That's with a GY at the end. You could find me here every Tuesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Gaming After Dark. You can find me every Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time with Mr. Boomstick XL and friends on Primetime Gaming. And actually, Forte, funny you mentioned Scumcast. I was on Scumcast last week with Ash and Luca and Randall Thor. That was an absolute trip to be on the podcast with, with Rand. Yeah, Rand and Luca. It was a great time, man. It was a good time. Man, that chat. Holy shit, those guys are savages. Yeah. So, fuck, they were coming after
baby eaters over there.
Oh my God, it was unbelievable. Yeah, it was a good time either way. But guys, thank you guys for a great show. Forte, I'll see you next Monday, brother. Doggy Dog, It was an absolute pleasure. And it was great.
Mag,
I had a great time with you tonight.
Pleasure, my brother.
And you know what? This is your very first podcast, you said?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, I think that you did great on your very first podcast. Very natural, very happy, very up, lots of energy. That's the way you got to do it, brother. And
thank you. And that's so much cool. So cool to hear from you because you were a superstar, man. I mean, that's so cool to hear from you, man. I mean, really, thank you so much. And I hope I didn't annoy anybody too much. And thank you so much, everybody, for having me on. I mean, and I hope I can be on again. I mean, please invite me, guys. I mean, if you guys enjoyed, just even halfway decently, please have me on.
Our podcast will now start coming with a couple of warnings pre-show, and it is going to be that we are R-rated. So if you don't like explicit material, this might not be the place for you. And second, make sure that you keep your volume to your headset less than 50%, or you may find hearing loss.
Oh yeah.
And Noof and Fart.
Hey, it happened.
That's nasty.
Woo! Yeah, baby. Did you guys hear that fucker? All right.
That was fucking nasty, bro. That was fucking nasty.
That was like last night, man. I'm telling you.
I feel you, bro. I might have to do those one after the show.
Noof, you got one more super chat from Infinite, by the way, just came in.
Infinite's a good man too, man.
Infinite, yes, thank you. He says $4.99, great show, great panel. Well, we have to be partial to agree, but yes, indeed, great. Always have a lot of fun here, guys, and we can tell our chat's having fun, and that's why you guys are amazing. You're hanging out with us. So again, thanks everybody. Infinite, Cyber, Gunter, Pong Soul, the list goes on. Spider-Man's been here. Timothy Dixon, the Dark Pixie, Albert G, Blue Moon, Cerebral Paul, Custodes X, Pure Flack Monkey, the Mr. Kima's here tonight. What's going on, Kima? The Doctor, Princess Zelda. We had no Dr. Dinglenut tonight.
Yeah, Princess Zelda. What an awesome fan too. Yeah.
Victor Alstein, the list goes on, guys. Somebody to name here right now. J-Dub is a shield, been dropping super chats tonight. Thank you guys for that. You know what? So I'm going to do a game giveaway here soon. Thanks to your support with Super Chat. So, but anyway, I'm going to get out of. You know where to find me. Always in the gutter. Of course, Tuesday nights, the Gaming After Dark. A lot of times I do special guest appearances, and I'm always open. So if anybody who needs me, just send me the invite. As long as I got a heads up, I try my best to make it. And I'm going to try to do a community game night this Saturday, guys. I haven't decided on the game yet. I should have that locked down probably tonight. I'm actually thinking about going over and doing some, possibly some Call of Duty World War II on the PlayStation 4 this weekend. So if you got a PlayStation and you like some COD World War II, that might be a cool one to play. Lots of people should definitely have that game because it was free with PlayStation Plus. If you have a PlayStation, you should have downloaded it when it was there or whatever. But anyway, that's about it. I'll keep you guys posted on that. Anyway, we'll see you back here next week. Thanks to our guest Forte, Doggy Dog, of course, my amazing panel, Titan Drago, middle-aged game guy who makes this shit worth showing up for every week. We'll see you all again. Till then, be safe, have fun, game on, people. We love you. Take care. We'll see you soon.
Love you guys.